Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan coming at you a little bit early, a hair before 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for me, Friday evening. And I see I already got a few of you guys out here already. Awesome, guys. Good to see you all. Let me know if you can see and hear everything just fine. Let me just do one more check of my audio here. Yes. You guys know I probably had weird audio like the past few weeks, but I think fingers crossed everything. I troubleshooted earlier today and there was nothing in troubleshoot. Everything worked out wonderfully. So actually do one thing here. I'm gonna do a test donation. Let me know if you guys hear this. I remember I was having problems with text to speech last week. So if you can hear this, that means we're gonna be cool for any Streamlabs tips. So let me know if you guys hear this. I hear it, so you can probably hear it too.
This is a test donation for $33.
John donated $33. That was a tester. Just make sure everything's cool. Let me know if you guys heard that. If you hear me and see me fine, and I can just not even worry about this stuff, hopefully. Stuff meaning like, audio technical issues for the rest of the night. It works. Awesome. Great. Yeah, I know. I've just had a lot of weird technical problems, and not only for the live streams, just the past few weeks. I've been on tech support phone calls for the past 2 weeks. Not every day, but at least one day, past 2 weeks for weird, odd things. So anyway, cool. Thanks, guys, for letting me know everything is fine. And yeah, I just thought I'd come on early. Since I troubleshooted everything out earlier and everything was fine. I came in here, everything is still working good like an hour later. So I thought I'm just going to go for it. Everything's cool. It's usually when I don't troubleshoot everything and I have like some kind of trust that everything, like my gear and all the tech is working fine. It's when I build up that trust, that it's a false sense of trust, because that's when I about to go live. Oh my God, my audio's not working. So I've learned not to have that sense of trust. I always have a sense of paranoia until maybe like a month or two, everything working solidly. So hey, cool. Glad you guys are all here. Everything is fine. Let me show you my other cam too. I don't think I used that one last live stream. Cam number 2. Whoa, how's it going, guys there? So I can like talk to you down here, get all serious and stuff, or we can just use the big cam here. All good. The only bad thing about the little cam is the wide angled cam down here is it reverses everything, and I don't know how to fix that in live. I think if I were to record from this cam, in recording it would flip it around. So when you see me live though, it's going to look kind of freaky. So oh well, I think that's just a technical limitation. I didn't see any way to fix that in software. So let's see, you guys have any questions, anything you want to talk about as we are just getting started right now? Let's see, what's that, G-Light? Heard about the vegan mayor. We're talking about, I forgot his name. Are you talking about the new mayor, upcoming mayor of New York City? If so, yeah, I heard he's vegan. I already heard like vegans complaining about him and stuff, but anyway, I have nothing bad to say. I mean, no one's perfect or anything like that. Geez. Backwards Ryan is okay. Thanks, Herb. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind being backwards. Just whatever words I might have, be flipped around. Maybe I just didn't wear any words or anything. Wouldn't be a problem. Not a devil worshiper. I did like the seitan, the fermented wheat or whatever it is product a while ago. But yeah, praise tofu as well, Travis. There's no vegan staple out there that I am against or anything like that. I like it all. I remember I asked you guys a few weeks ago, like, hey, I haven't worn this shirt in a long time. I remember it used to trigger certain viewers. Some people said they had to unsubscribe from Happy Healthy Vegan because I would wear this shirt once in a while. I go, it's just humor, seitan, it's like, anyway. Yeah, I saw most of Joey Carbstrong's TV interview the other day. Herb, thanks for asking about that. I was really expecting, as most TV interviews go with vegans, they have interviews during Veganuary, and they have to bring out anti-vegans to bring some kind of balance. Like, why do you need to balance Veganuary? And then, yeah, Joey Carbstrong on TV, I thought for sure there was going to be some just stupid nonsense, just either an anti-vegan guest to balance him or just stupid questions from the host. And I was surprised. From what I saw, it was pretty cool, right? Let me know if I missed something, but it seemed like for once a positive interview in the major media with a vegan where they didn't have to get all combative or bring out an anti-vegan for whatever silly reasons. So yeah, it looked good. cool. I'm glad you guys are liking this shirt. Just about, there's no deeper message on there other than like praise the plants. That's all it is. We're getting people to think about their plant food choices. Oh, Plant Powered Order, how's it going there? Good to see you here. I see you on Twitter all the time. Follow me on Twitter. Actually, let me put a link to my Twitter, guys. I'm posting more often on there, not every day, but near every day, but vegan-related content for the most part. So let me post my Twitter down here. It's twitter.com, Ryan Lum. I'm not necessarily representing as happy, healthy vegan. I'm just being myself on Twitter. Fu Man Poo, not sure how you would eat that, but you could tell us if you want. And so, back to Joey Carbstrong's interview, on TV, on British TV. He had, hit a lot of good points in a short time. Great. Yeah, Joey's great at that. If they just can let him speak as they seem to do on that interview recently, and don't have to like bring up anti-vegan points for balance or whatever. Yeah, he did a fantastic job. And if they do bring up anti-vegan points, I saw him deal with that female blonde hunter lady before on TV. He dealt with her just fine too. Hey, tatted vegan runner, how's it going? Yeah, Corvid Moon. Yeah, chronometer. I'm not sure how the company pronounces their name, but yeah, if you want to actually look up nutritional intake, if someone were to tell you like, hey, there's no fat in plants, well, I just pull up chronometer and log in and show them, hey, actually this banana has so many grams of fat or whatever, whatever. If you're just curious, that the site is great. If you want to know something, the site's great. If you want facts, it's great. And if you want to disprove some kind of anti-vegan hater, it's great for that too. Let's see. Hey, Vegan Strong, how's it going? Having a nice day here, nice evening. I had a nice time at the gym. This is my second time using the bottle today. Took this to the gym with me. I'm loving this thing, and I'm using it still. I'm still working with Coldest. If you guys want to get one of these Coldest bottles, you can get one for free. You can try. They have a contest, or you don't even have to enter. You don't have to buy anything. Just go down to the show notes. There's a link down there. If you want to get your own, I'm totally, I'm not just saying this because they sent me the bottle and now I'm affiliate. It's really, honestly, no BS, the best water bottle I've used before. It keeps it nice and cool if you're going to be out all day. We've been taking it with us like when we go out for the day, like at Disneyland. Anyway, our code is vegan, and the link is down in the show notes. Again, thank you, Coldest, for reaching out to me, the guy who drinks more water on live streams than anyone on YouTube. Write that down.
Saya suka menjadi vegan dan itu membuat saya merasa baik.
Hey, vegan metalhead! I wish I knew what you were saying there in Indonesian, the language that you're learning now. But thank you so much. That's really nice of you and generous and thoughtful. And I assume that's a really nice message because I know you. You've been a long-time viewer, and I know you're not saying some whatever, something shady or anything like that. So thank you so much. Appreciate that. Let me see if I can just take a guess there. Nope, I have no idea. Well, thanks though, Vegan Metalhead. Much appreciated. And yeah, actually, you're our first donation of the evening. Hopefully not the last. And thank you for using Streamlabs. I pinned in the live chat here the link to our Streamlabs page. You'll see our bot paste the link once in a while. And if you want to leave us a super chat tip, that's my favorite way because they don't take anything away from the creator, unlike YouTube, which takes, I think, 30% of the tips. So if you want it all to go to your creators, that's the way to do it. But if you don't know how to do it, if you just want to leave a super chat tip regularly down there, just hit that little normal YouTube super chat $ thing down by the emoticon or emoji icon things. And that's a great way to get a message right in front of my face. A lot of people say, how come you're not saying your message? You don't have to pay for me to answer your questions and interact with you. I just want that just stated right up front. But I'm human. I don't see everything. So if you really want to make sure I see it, or if you just want to, leave a donation for whatever reasons you like our content, want to keep supporting us, that's great too. So I just want to add that out of the way. Let's keep on going here. Caustic Hymn Productions. Do I prefer my hair short or long? Well, That's a good question. I mean, if it were like 10 years ago and my hair were as thick and healthy as it was then, I'd probably still have it long, possibly. But it's not as thick as it was, 10 years ago. And I noticed as I was getting older that the hair would just get drier on the ends, just making it not as like healthy. So I'm digging the short hair right now. After having long hair for 20 years, I really love my medium length short hair. Oh, drunk vegan.
Vegan diet makes you stronger in the gym. More carbohydrates, more energy, better blood flow. I feel amazing.
Oh, thank you so much there, drunk vegan. Thanks so much for the super chat tip on Streamlabs, where they don't take any percentage away from the creators, and thank you for sharing that. I agree. I was just at the gym today, almost for 2 hours. I didn't play any games of basketball. I warmed up for like the first half of that roughly to get my body loose and warm, and then I spent the next hour trying a dunk session, just working on jumping and dunking. Unfortunately, I went back and watched all my footage today. None of them really went in as a dunk proper, but I'm getting more consistent as like my little half dunks that I was just kind of pulling off a little bit the past weeks. Now I'm getting pretty consistent at that. So anyway, yeah, 54-year-olds. How many 54-year-olds do you guys know that are working on slam dunk training? It's pretty weird. But anyway, I agree. I have great recovery, great energy, and someone, if you're watching, just bought something on our store. Let's see what you bought. Shelly, are you watching right now, Shelly? If so, thank you for buying. It looks like an ebook of Keep It Carb Baby, Angie's first book from about 4 years ago. So if you're watching, Shelly, let me know if you're in the live chat here. Thank you so much for that. Bongo Dave, there is no valid argument against veganism. I'm still waiting, Bongo. I'm waiting for someone to just come in here and shock us and let us know, wow, show us that we were wrong somehow, that veganism is somehow null and void, and we all need to pack it in and move on and do something else. I'm waiting to see that. Yeah, Power Runner, I agree with you too, especially as an older athlete. I mean, I can attest to this. Like, I feel as like, fit and just young, bodily young as I did like when I was 30 or 35. I mean, I'm not kidding. I would really wish I could play myself like my 35-year-old basketball self now at like almost 55. I think I could beat the 35-year-old Ryan. There's no way to know that, but just to even have that thought, and I'll tell you this, at 35, I wasn't coming nowhere close to slam dunking, So anyway, hey, Uncle Walt's here. Praise Satan. Yes, Uncle Walt. Always, I've never met a staple vegan food that I dislike, and we're gonna praise Satan today. Sarah, is that you that bought the book there? Just let me know. But Sarah, you're asking about how do I keep my iron level at bay? Has it ever gotten low? No. I mean, I've been getting my blood tested the whole time I've been vegan, every year and a half roughly, and iron's always fine. I don't do anything special. I don't think I I don't intentionally try to single out like iron-rich foods. I mean, I do eat foods that have lots of iron, like like pumpkin seeds have a lot of iron, and spinach. But I don't do anything special. I mean, everyone's different. I'm not a medical doctor. If your iron is low, you might want to talk to a medical doctor. But Sarah, if you're concerned, I would get a blood test first. Seriously, just if you're kind of new to veganism or you haven't had a blood test forever, get a blood test now. For all you know, your iron is fine. But yeah, it is a nutrient to be concerned about. But yeah, I would suggest as a non-medical doctor, just see where you're at right now. I don't think that it could do any harm to get a baseline to know where you're at right now, whether you've been vegan for a year, a day, or 10 years. If you haven't been blood tested, get one right now, immediately. See, I told you, just drink water all day. That's why I was kind of bummed that like Coldest, like I was reaching out to all these people that probably don't even drink water. They're probably drinking soda all day and kombucha and beer. Who knows? I drink water all day. This is what I do. I'm like a professional water drinker. So I'm so glad they reached out to someone who consumes so much water. Uncle Walt, $100. Is that coming out of your pocket, Uncle Walt? $100 for the first valid argument against veganism, adjudicated by me. I'll kick in another $100 too, Walt, if we can find that argument. Okay, what was my life like at 21? I don't really remember. 21. Let me think. 67, 77. I was kind of gothy, sort of. It kind of had like Robert Smith, Cocteau Twins kind of 80s hair. That was kind of my look back then. Plant powered runner, none tabs. I don't even know what that is. Please enlighten me there. I've never heard of it. Let me scoop my chair up a little bit here. Tell me if I'm not getting blurrier, am I, to you guys? Let me know if everything's still looking cool. It's an herb. So you're 61 years old and you regularly hike 10 to 15 kilometers. So that's like, let's see, 5K is 3 miles. So 10K is 6 miles. So you guys can do the math from there, like 6 mile plus hikes. Knees are too dodgy for running these days. I was not in the Cure, Bongo Dave, but I was into stuff like the Cure. That's why I kind of had that kind of Robert Smith kind of hair. It's just kind of a goth thing, you know. That was more. I guess it's still popular, but it was like it was happening. It was really happening then. Now it's kind of like almost like a retro movement, sort of, kind of. But back then it was real. It was happening right then. Let's see. Wow, we're talking about Buddhism now. Yeah, the first tenet that all life is suffering. That's pretty much the first thing about Buddhism. Then they take it from there, but that's their first claim there. Let's see. Protein not pills. How's it going? Good question. No, I never measure how many ounces of water I drink, but I can tell you this is a 32 ouncer, and I drink this all today. Usually at the gym I'll finish this now, but since I didn't play any actual games, I didn't drink as much water, but I had maybe a little bit left over, like down to here, and I poured the rest of that into my smoothie. I got another one here too, so I'll probably finish this too. So I would guess on a day like today where I exercise and live stream, I would say at least 64 ounces, and I've been drinking water tube, just through a normal cup or glass all day too. Uncle Walt, no, I was never into grunge. I was like too, at least for me, I was like too commercial. It was all over, MTV and it was too mainstream. I was in like weirder underground stuff. Not bagging. I have tons of respect for like say Kurt Cobain. The first album of theirs, Nevermind, is brilliant. Even though I wasn't listening to it until like a little bit after he died, strangely. But yeah, there's some really cool songs on there. Okay, so plant powered runner. So none tabs are like flavored tabs that you drop in your water. It's good if you want a slight fizz and flavor. 100% vegan too. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I guess I've never thought, at least for me, I'm not complaining or bagging on that. Oh, I wish my water were fizzy or anything like that. So I assume that could be a turnoff for some people, right? Some people are used to drinking soda and fizzy things, and water just might be too bland. I just like water for what water is like, but I'll keep that in mind. Who knows? No, I'm not friends with Marilyn Manson. I'm not friends with any like famous people in goth or anything like that. Depeche Mode and New Order, asks Mark. I've seen Depeche Mode live. I have a lot of their albums here or CDs. I was a pretty big fan of theirs from like up to like Black Celebration. Kind of lost track of them a little bit after that. New Order's got some good songs too. I guess I've never been as a big fan of New Orders, but I really like a lot of their songs. Particularly like the album Technique from, I think it was 87 or 89. Let's see. Okay, none tabs are electrolyte tabs. Okay, thanks for adding about that. All right, cool. Protein not pills. Is it hard to maintain our water filter thing? It's reverse osmosis, does some other stuff. Yeah, it's kind of expensive to replace the filters and stuff like that. We're just kind of letting it end its life, sort of, because one day we're gonna like put a new one like under our kitchen sink, so we don't have to have this separate thing on the countertop. It's big, takes up a lot of space. So even then, I'm sure I'll have to change the filters. But yeah, I mean, it hasn't been too bad. There's just a little bit of work to it, and it could be a little expensive. And see, when did I see Depeche Mode? It was actually the Black Celebration tour. So if you just Google that, I saw them at a place that's no longer here anymore. It's been bulldozed. I think they're going to build condos on it. It's in Irvine. It was called the Irvine Meadows Amphitheater. A lot of you guys in Southern California know exactly what that is. And yeah, they just like shut it down a couple years ago. BTS. I did see BTS in 2019. Krautrock, like German rock, like be specific. Like what kind of bands do you consider krautrock, Travis? Let's see. Vegan Metalhead. Now I've never heard of either of those bands there. Yeah, my knowledge of like more independent metal is pretty slim. I just kind of liked a little bit of metal in the 80s, like Ozzy Osbourne's Blizzard of Oz, Randy Rhoads. Angie and we didn't know each other back then. It turns out we're huge like Blizzard of Oz, Randy Rhoads fans. Let's see, Catherine. Yeah, we went to the Rose Bowl show. Didn't they play there 2 nights? I think we went the first night. It was their first show of that tour from 2019. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, I have no regrets. We got lucky. We just like discovered them like a month or so before that show, and it was, I guess, kind of sold out. But I guess like Ticketmaster released some more tickets off to the side of the stage, so we had this weird side view. But they weren't that expensive, and we got them just like a few weeks before the show. So we feel really grateful that we were able to see them, because that was the last time they played here. We were supposed to see them last year at the Rose Bowl, but the show got canceled. So anyway, we've got some tickets for the coming the little like 4 nights that they're doing here at Sophie Stadium in LA. Produce Not Pills. When did I get my first cell phone? I still have it in a drawer here. It's like it's a Nokia, like just a basic, simple. It was like the popular phone of its day. Just a simple phone, not a smartphone. Those were many years off. Just a simple phone. It was cool that you could call people. That was about it. I didn't even really text on it much. I guess the interface is tougher. To text, you have to like type all the numbers a bunch of times to get letters. Oingo Boingo, Fu Man Poo. No, I was never a big Oingo Boingo fan. Not to say I don't think they're a good band or bad musicians or anything like that. I mean, look at Danny Elfman. He's just like like one of the go-to tier 1 music composers in Hollywood now. It's a Garden of Twitty. Do I grow a large portion of my consumables? Are you talking about growing food? Let me know what you're talking about there. But yeah, I mean, we did it before. If you're asking about growing plants in our garden, yeah, we did before. We used to have a lot of stuff going on in our yard, but a neighbor did an addition next door, kind of blocking a lot of our sunlight, so we're kind of sun challenged here. Secondly, it's a lot of work, guys. It's a lot of work, so I just don't mind going to like pay our farmers at farmers market the money they deserve for the work they do. Let them be professionals, produce food for us. I can pursue other things in life than dedicating so much time to gardening. But yeah, if that's your thing, if that's your passion or something you're really interested in, yeah, go for it. Do it. Just realize, it takes some time, and if it's worth it to you, awesome, because there's pretty much no better food than the food you grow yourself. Mega Vegan. Now you got another Satan person here. Satan. Martin Man. I never saw Smashing Pumpkins, but I did see Guns N' Roses back before they blew up. They were opening for a band known as The Cult. I mean, if you're from the 80s, you're around in the 80s, you know who they are. But yeah, they like opened for The Cult, and the next thing you know, like next year, Guns N' Roses became one of the biggest bands around. Yeah, Ray Sliver, how's it going? Yeah, someone, do I ever even garden, bro? Yeah, someone tried to shame us once in the live stream for not gardening. It's like saying, basically, hey, we're not real vegans. You don't garden. It's like, do you even garden, bro? It's like, come on, you don't have to. Not everyone can garden. Not everyone has a way to garden. They don't have a yard or a place they can garden. So, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to assume that everyone who's vegan, that's, how privileged that is, to assume that everyone who's vegan has land to garden on. I mean, come on, do you garden, bro? Yeah, the Cult, they were called the Southern Death Cult before. I didn't know about them, but yeah, I had the album that had like She Sells Sanctuary and I Love the Rain, or whatever that is. That the title of it? Rain? Yeah. Hey, Sarah, and we're talking about music from the 80s. And of course, Sarah brings up one of my favorite albums of all time, Love's Easy Tears by the Cocteau Twins. It's not technically an album, it's a 4-song EP. But that album, that EP, just radically changed the course of my life. You remember that Produce Not Pills Do Even Garden, bro? I'm glad that person is gone and not coming here trying to shame me for not like dedicating more time to the, worthy pursuit of gardening. Do I think rock will ever come back in the U.S.? Gene Simmons said that rock is dead. Promoters won't touch them. Depends what you consider rock. There's that kind of older classic rock. There's modern rock. Just rock and pop music have transformed. Look at John Mayer. He's guitar god. Have you guys heard his new album? Check out that song Wild Blue. There's a great video for it on YouTube, so you don't have to spend a penny. It's called Wild Blue. It's amazing. It's a rock song. It sounds a little bit like Dire Straits, like Sultan of Swings or something like that. So rock is alive. Guitar gods are alive. They're just kind of morphed and changed from like Kiss, So I see what Gene Simmons is saying there, but rock's still here, or else John Mayer wouldn't have a job. He's touring with the Grateful Dead, So rock is not going away. It just kind of has a different way. It's not going to be the mainstream music anymore. That day is past, at least for quite a while. Let's see, Peter Rabbit. Yeah, I should address the fact that Dr. Neil Bernard got 34 years older while being vegan for 30 years. Yeah, that's vegan deterioration I've ever heard it. How, that's proof enough that veganism is null and void. If Dr. Neil Bernard aged 34 years over the course of 34 years. That's basically the level of the sophistication of these anti-vegan arguments, right? I've had that happen. Hey, look at this video of Ryan from 2013 and look at him now in 2020. Looks older. Yeah, I aged 7 years over that, and I'm sure VD has aged 7 years since 2013, and everyone alive has aged. It's ridiculous nonsense. Yeah, you can kind of think trap is sort of the new rock kind of right now. It has seemed like the new rock for the past 5 years or something like that. And trap like rock is changing, and its influence is being picked up into different styles of popular music too. Some of our new songs have a little bit of trap influence, but I wouldn't say they're trap songs, just, because, there's, eclectic musicians and producers that just kind of take ideas that they're into from different styles of music and kind of morph it into their own. So that's what rock has done. And yeah, trap's doing the same thing. Let's see, Corvid Moon. Yeah, my friend, Chris, the vegan zombie. He's in his 40s, but he looks like he's in his 30s at most, and he's been vegan for 25 years. And a lot of people, say I look, decent for a 54-year-old, take my headphones off here, I think I look all right for a dude, the same age as Piers Morgan and Joe Rogan. What do you think? I'm fishing for, I've said that rhetorically. Please, don't answer that or anything, whether good or bad. I'm just saying, I think I'm doing all right. Yeah, I totally remember the Breeders, and what's the band that? Yes, the Belly also too, kind of related to that scene. Thanks, Corbin Moon. Yeah, I think I look all right. Raised Lever. Yeah, he's a virtuosic triangle player. That's his thing is. Not all percussion, just the triangle. He specialized on the triangle, and Race Lever. He's put out a few, didn't you do a recital once at, what was that, Carnegie Hall on the triangle? No, Vegan Saw, you have seen the Pumpkins, but in recent times. Yeah, it's probably not the same lineup. I can't see Billy Corgan, working with, James Eha and the rest of the band anymore, right? Is it just really Billy Corgan and friends or guys that he hired? Let me know if, Eha is still working with them. I'll allow you to say that, Produce Not Pills. I agree with you about Joe Rogan as well there. I was never a Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds fan. I think Angie a little bit more so than me. I kind of like the more smooth and ethereal kind of music, or just really moody stuff, So yeah, Nick Cave, kind of hits on that. Just, it's never one of mine, but yeah, I know who he is for sure. Hey, Cheddar Goblin, thanks for the first YouTube super chat tip of the evening here. Thanks so much. Thanks for being a rad and positive inspiration. P.S. Please release a sweatshirt. We used to carry a sweatshirt before. They just kind of got big and bulky, which made shipping challenging, especially shipping it overseas, and that's why we stopped selling the sweatshirt. But thanks so much, Cheddar Goblin. And yes, that's my goal here, is to be a rad and positive influence, rather than, I don't want to be the kind of person that like people point out like, oh, see, vegans are crazy. They say all this radical stuff. They're extreme. They're off-putting. They're insulting, you know. Some are. I just want to say we're all different kinds, all reflective of who we are. Just because we're vegan doesn't mean we're going to be positive or negative, you know, or whatever. It reflects who we're still the same people we are, you know, once we go vegan. Just we stopped eating animal products for ethical reasons. So, but thank you. I appreciate that. Mark, I've never been a big Dylan fan. Not to say I don't appreciate Bob Dylan's music, but yeah, I've never been really into people who are more I appreciate poets, but like musician poets. That's just never been my thing. Again, I'm not bagging on it. It's just never been the thing that like my heart and soul are pulled to. But I know a lot of great musicians have been influenced by Dylan. Oh yeah, Fu Man Poo. I think you did mention that in the previous live stream, that you had a bad LSD trip at a Dylan Dead show. Yeah, I remember they did a tour in the 80s. Kind of right before I first saw my first Grateful Dead show. Sarah, you've been on the vegan train for 31 years. Wow, you're making me look like a noob here, Sarah. Wow. But it wasn't always healthy about it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a vegan zombie too. He's been vegan, 25 years? And I think he said for most of it, he wasn't really eating healthy. But, you know, that's not what it is. It's not a health diet. But it can be if you make a few tweaks. It could be a really healthy diet. Oh, Fu Man Poo. It wasn't acid at the Dead and Dylan show. You just drink yourself stupid. Well, that can happen anywhere, anytime. Let's see. Jordan, thanks for letting me know. That Shang-Chi, the new Disney movie with Simu Liu and Tony Leung, some of my favorite Asian actors, or just favorite actors for that matter, will be on Disney Plus November 12th. Well, thank you for sharing that with me. Will we have to spend like $20-$30 on that, Jordan? Let me know. A reason why I ask is because we are Disneyland annual pass holders at the lowest, cheapest level. They sent us some stuff in the mail, like some gear, some little goodie things. Anyway, one thing that we just redeemed was a month of a free month of Disney Plus. We haven't actually activated yet, but once we do, we'll have 30 days of Disney Plus. So we're probably gonna do it really, really soon, because we had like Peacock, which just ran out. So we're looking to get our next subscription thing, even though it's a free one. So let me know, Jordan. Yeah, I don't want to spend $30 though to watch the movie, but maybe I will, because I want to support those guys. Angry Vegan. Have I ever seen a Hollywood movie that had a vegan character? Wow, I'm not thinking any off the top of my head, but I don't really see too many Hollywood movies, to be honest with you. I guess you could say one of my favorite movies, Only Lovers Left Alive. They were vampires, so they didn't exploit animals. They drank the flesh of humans, the blood of humans, but I guess it's not really vegan, but they didn't consume animal products. Oh, Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Race Lever. Yeah, but it kind of portrayed vegans in a weird way on that movie, didn't they? I have to see it again. I remember it's kind of funny. But thanks, Race, for pointing that one out. Let's see, Mark Christofferson. Are you talking like Chris offering? Crap. Okay, are we cool? All right, if it buffers, damn. We're here. I'm here. Huh, that sucks about the buffering. I just spent, one of the things I've been doing this past week is improving our network. I got a new I got stay put here. Everything's cool. I'm here. Okay. Now I thought it was my router. Yeah. Maybe I need to upgrade my main router. My repeater here, I tell you, upgraded so I get faster internet, bandwidth's way higher, but maybe I just got to start back at the router. See, I just deal with tech problems all week. That's why I don't put out as much. One reason amongst many why I don't put out as much content as I used to. But I just pretty much deal with the various tech problems all throughout the week. I know, Race. I should upgrade for my AOL 56K modem. I know. I'm just joking. I don't have that, obviously. Let's see. Oh, Jordan, Shang-Chi will be free for Disney Plus subscribers. Thanks for sharing that, Jordan. So we'll get Disney Plus next month, and we'll check it all out. Awesome. Glad to. Thanks for sharing that with me, because I definitely want to see that. So, and I didn't want to pay $30. You know, I think $30 is fair if you have like a big family, like couple and several children. Then it all breaks down per person, like what, $5 a person or something like that. But for 2 people, you know, $30, $15 a person, and that's going to the theater price. Huh. You said the bandwidth kind of sucks. Let me just do something real quick here. You're not going to see this, but I'm going to hit a speed test thing for a second. Just see what kind of bandwidth I'm getting. Okay, I was getting like 400 megabits a second there. So I don't know. Next time I get buffering, I'm gonna run that again and see if it's somehow like on the internet side or something's weird with my router. Maybe I do need a new router. I didn't think about getting that. Right, so you're gonna wait for Disney minus. Hey, maybe it'll be negative price. They'll pay you to watch it. That's a great concept, huh? Instead of you paying them, they'll pay you. Fu Man Poo. Straight edge? You can have sex as a straight edge, right? Just the drugs and booze. P-Dog. How's it going, P-Dog? I heard Dune was cool, too. I guess we'll see that whenever we get the, what's that, HBO Max that it's on? I'm sure you're worth it, Race Lover. You should let Disney know that you're interested in them creating a service where they pay you. Just Race Lover. Yeah, Peter. Yeah, 400 megabits is fast, and it's usually over 400 megabits when I'm wired into the Ethernet. Before I had a 100 megabits router here, or switch, I should say. So I wasn't getting the full bandwidth. So I thought if I had that extra, 300 megabits of bandwidth, I shouldn't have any dropouts. So I'm still wondering why that happens. Weird. Next time it happens, I'm going to run a speed test. I have the app ready to go. I want to try to troubleshoot this to see what's going on. Anyway, yeah, call them right away and ask to speak to Bob Chapek, the CEO, and let him know that I sent you. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Eternals. What's that, Uncle Alt? What movie is Eternals? Is that another Marvel thing? Because I have to say, I don't really know much about Marvel stuff. It's not my area of thing expertise or interest. So if I seem ignorant about that stuff, I kind of am. Well, plant powered runner, you just went from 3 megabits a second to 400. How did that happen? What's going on? Is that what you're getting right now? Let me know. Okay, it is a Marvel movie. Okay, that's what I've gathered from a name like that. What's for supper tonight? I don't know. Angie was talking about making us some stew or something like that. I forgot what she said, but this is a long time ago. I'm not sure if she's going to follow up on that. Okay, so Jordan liked Eternals. Not as bad as everyone is saying. Let's see, Debbie, Tampa. This sounds interesting. Your boss just outed you as vegan in a professional Zoom meeting with folks you barely know. Yeah, that's not appropriate. Why does it really matter if you're in a professional meeting what your diet is? That's completely irrelevant. It really bothered. I know the stereotypes, and those other people don't know me yet. She was snarky about it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Debbie. If you can explain it in a sentence or two here, how did she out you as a vegan? I'll try to look for your follow-up of that. What did she say, and how was it snarky? I'm quite curious. I mean, that sounds like a harassment type of thing. I'm not a lawyer recommending you do anything. I'm just kind of curious how what happened. You got veggie zoomed, huh? That's what it's called, Race Lover. Let's see. Let's see. DLC drummer. Old or damaged Ethernet cords can cause issues with connection. Yeah, these are all new Ethernet cables. I wanted to make sure I had Giganet Ethernet from the router back at the cable modem all the way up into my office. I just didn't realize that my last piece of the gear here was my switch. That didn't have Giganet Ethernet output. So anyway, yeah, I have all the, make sure I had at least Cat 5e or Cat 6 or better cables all the way up. I think Cat 6 or 7 all the way up to here. And they're pretty new. So I'm not sure what it is. I'll find out. I said next time I get a dropout, when we get the buffering, I'm going to run the speed test and see what happens. Yay, Peter, what's up? Yeah, the new mayor of New York is vegan. I mean, is that the first? I've never heard of a mayor of a major or not so major United States city who was vegan. So yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. Mark. I've ever seen This Must Be the Place with Sean Penn as a Robert Smith character? No, and I love Sean Penn as an actor. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Wow, never heard of that. Okay, there was an angry vegan. There was the Netflix series Iron Fist, a vegan character portrayed as a horrible person. Well, the quote good guys were eating animals all the time. Why is the vegan portrayed as a bad person? What's up with that? I mean, we're a discriminated minority. You shouldn't portray us as like bad people. Yeah, Dennis Kucinich vegan, yes, but yeah, not a mayor. I was seeing if any mayors were vegan. Let's see. I wonder if there's any other like people in Congress right now. Cory Booker. Who else? Is anyone else vegan? Like, in the House of Representatives or Senators? Just curious if anyone knows. Plant-powered runner. Yeah, anti-vegans are going to be like losing their minds about New York having a vegan mayor. But I've seen some vegans, like a vegan nutritionist on Twitter, complaining about how supposedly this New York mayor vegan guy said some like uninformed things about protein, how you don't need to worry about protein, and she took issue with that. So already vegans are being really picky. Like there's some vegans out there, some on the nutrition side, like who I was just describing right there, and some on the activist side, and I'm not going to mention any names, who really want things done their way. If you don't go by the information or that they're assuming to be fact and true, if you say something differently, they get pissed off at you, and whatevs. Yes, he's vegan. Leave him alone. He's putting information out there, letting people, you don't need to worry about protein. You know why it's not irresponsible to say that if you're watching Vegan Nutritionists? In the sense that most people, not people with, that are registered dietitians like yourself, but people who know nothing, absolutely nothing about like vegan diets, think you cannot get protein on a vegan diet. Most lay people out there, I'm not even talking about people in college, check the stats, don't even know that all plants have protein. So this is the myth he's trying to debunk. He's not trying to give, I don't think, dietary advice and like if you weigh this amount of kilograms, this amount, how many grams of protein a day, nothing like that. Just saying protein is not of a big deal. You're going to get it eating plants. Is he? He's getting rid of meat in schools? I didn't hear about that. Share that with me. I'd love to hear more about that. Okay, I wanted to scroll back up to Debbie Tampa, how she got outed as a vegan by her boss. So you said in the Zoom meeting you guys were discussing diets and you work in childcare. I said we don't. You're saying that we need donations of fresh fruits and veggies instead of just processed food. Well, she's vegan though. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Wow. Oh, anonymous. Wow.
I enjoy your chats. Keep working toward that dunk.
Thank you, Anonymous. I am working to, I went last Friday and I got a little bit higher today, so it's all coming along. Hopefully within a month's time, I'll get lucky and get that extra half inch and throw it down. But thanks, Anonymous. I'm glad you're enjoying our chats, and I'm enjoying what Debbie said here, but in a bummed out way. Like, if you were suggesting that the children should eat fresh fruits instead of processed junk crap, That's not a vegan issue. That is just a health issue. I mean, someone who eats tons of meat can have the same exact concerns that you did. Being vegan is absolutely irrelevant. You're just suggesting, making this radical, Debbie's making the radical suggestion to her bosses that the children eat fresh, unprocessed foods instead of processed junk crap. Oh my God, that's a vegan thing. No, you can be a junk food vegan. That has nothing to do with vegan. You should have said, what did you say, Debbie? I know this is hard to do in a work setting, especially if you have a superior there and you have to keep things cool. But did you mention, like, no, it's not a vegan thing. It's just a health food thing. You don't have to be vegan to be concerned about the damage of processed foods and the benefits of fruit. I think almost any doctor would agree with, yeah, eat fruit instead of processed food. I don't think I'm going out on a limb here, right, guys? This is pretty much common knowledge. But I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's really inappropriate. It's absolutely irrelevant. And just tried to like say, oh, don't listen to Debbie. She's a vegan. She's weird. She has these crazy ideas like eat fruit instead of processed junk crap. Only vegans can have that idea. Oh, I can't believe that. Plant-powered runner, what are you going to do? You're going to head out, enjoy the stream? Cool, thank you. 5 a.m. run is going to suck if you don't go to sleep. Wow. Why do you have to run at 5 a.m.? Not to keep you here any longer. Is it just how your schedule's going to work out tomorrow? Just curious. That sounds brutal. I don't think I ever ran at 5 a.m. back in my running heyday. Produce, not pills. Yeah, I dunked before. I dunked at the ages of 51 and on my 52nd birthday. I haven't dunked since. I kind of stopped dunking after a while. Just was playing more basketball than like interested in improving my dunk. It's kind of a mistake, but it all would have been for naught because like COVID shut the gyms down and it took me like 7 months before I built my own home gym in the garage here, which I need. I need gear to work out and get stronger, particularly in the posterior chain muscles. So, I kind of lost a little bit, and just from not being on a basketball court, just the act of like jumping on a basketball court, like going for a dunk and layup, if you're not doing that, you kind of lose that after a bit. Like you can still do it, but get high, but not as high as you were before. Oh, Florida. God, I didn't realize it was still so warm and humid this time of year in Florida. So, all right, get out there. I didn't know you're in Florida. That makes sense because, when I spent time in desert communities out here in the West, you got to get out really early. So I see what you're saying there. Wow, that's challenging being a runner in Florida. Well, good luck with that plant-powered runner, the plant-powered runner. Yeah, back to making the crazy, wild, extreme suggestion that children should eat fruit instead of junk. Debbie should have said right back, well, eating animals was weird. I was going to say, Mark, I like what Mark Rendon said here. It's not about being a, quote, vegan. It's about knowing nutrition as opposed to like eating junk food. Again, you don't have to be a PhD, a medical doctor, or an RD to know that eating fruit is probably a hell of a lot better for you than eating processed junk crap. Just saying, it's not a vegan thing. Vegan Strong, you saw Gary Yourofsky's best speech ever. Cool. Surprised you haven't seen it already. Whoa, Peter, what's this about Nikocado? I didn't see the video yet. I saw that Paul Hincher before made a video about Nikocado. Did he do something new now? Like, what did he do? You're saying you want Nikocado banned from YouTube, as he said offensive stuff about disability. Wow, what did he say? And did Hincher before cover that, or is he just talking about other stuff? He said offensive stuff about disability. What's wrong with that guy? Jeez. Let's see. An apple for the teacher, huh, Uncle Walt, huh? Let's see. What are you talking about there, Race? Free speech requires being offended sometime. We're talking about Nikocado. I'm just curious what he said. I don't know if he should be banned, but he should be held accountable for his words, right? If he's being an ableist, saying offensive things about disability. I'm kind of curious what he said. Yeah, it takes a lot to get banned from YouTube. I don't think if you're saying bad stuff against people with disabilities, the way YouTube's rules are, I don't think that would get you banned. It'd have to be something really extremely offensive to do that. JB Gearhead, product alert. Do our unisex black tees, the one that say happy healthy vegan on them, do they run a little large? I see you display a medium. They look awesome. I kind of go back and forth, to be honest with you. If I want a nice, loose, baggier fit like this, I'll wear a large. If I want to, like, you know, if I feel swole and pumped after a workout and I want to show it off, I'll wear a medium. If I want a tighter shirt, I can wear both. I would say they run maybe a hair large, maybe. They're pretty true to size though, but I'd say they're true to size. You know, they are what you would expect. No, they don't run big for their sizes. They run pretty true to size. If anything, maybe a smidgen small, just a smidgen. You know what a smidgen is, right? A little tiny, tiny amount. Let's see. What do you say, Peter? So you say Nick Cotto said that he himself was disabled when he's not cried from people to give him more money? Okay. Interesting. How can we drop saying keep it carb, baby? We did it for what, 7 years. I think it's time to move on. You know, there's certain YouTubers from the past who really made a name with carbs, and I just kind of want to distance myself from those people. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Joey Carbstrong. You know what I'm talking about. You know, a former Australian couple. I'll just leave it at that. I just don't want to have any kind of like people thinking that we're like promoting the same thing or supporting what they do or anything like that. I just want to have our own thing. Uncle Walt, YouTube banned being stoned at one time, meaning you couldn't come on YouTube while stoned. How would they know if you're stoned? I mean, you know, how are they supposed to? I could be high as a kite right now and, you know, you wouldn't know, right? I'm just saying. I'm not, but just wondering. Yeah, I now like to say it doesn't suck being vegan, or I'll often end a video like let's remain, or let's stay happy, healthy, and vegan. You know, getting our brand out there. Let's see. Um, okay, so what are you guys saying? I'm just kind of reading through the comments there. Um, we should ban sticks? That's interesting, Race. I don't think we should ban sticks. Hey, time to go on to camera number 2. Woohoo! How's it going there? Take my headphones off. Whew. Only bad thing about this cam, like I said, is it automatically does not reverse and flip the image. When I record on this camera, it does that. But when I stream live with it, it just takes the raw image. And they could say it doesn't suck being vegan on here, but it wouldn't look like that. Let's see, Mark, is that a Fender? That Telecaster behind me? Yeah, it's a Fender neck on a custom body that I just kind of put this Telecaster together. It's kind of based on like a Blackguard, if you know what that is, Telecaster from like the 50s, with a few modern tweaks to it. But yeah, it's like the first guitar built, and it's surprisingly came out really, really good. I guess because I use top quality, like, you know, parts and components throughout the whole thing. It plays wonderfully. It sounds amazing. It records great. Yeah, I love that guitar. Ryan, do I split screen both cameras? You know, there's a way to do it. I guess I could do it. I'd have to do it later. I couldn't like do it on the fly all that well, but I could set up a screen where you see 2 angles of me. Maybe I'll do that at some point. Jordan, you like Les Pauls? I got a Les Paul too. That's my oldest guitar from the 80s. My parents gave it to me in high school. I got a Gibson Les Paul Standard. Okay, JB Gearhead, you want a snug fit old school. You're 6'1", 185 pounds. Then I would recommend for you, you're talking about our t-shirts. Yeah, let's go to our t-shirts. I think for you, if you want one of our black t-shirts, if you want a snug fit, and you're a little bit shorter than me. I'm 6'4.5", and you weigh a little bit less, but it sounds like I weigh 195 pounds, but you're 185, but you're a bit shorter, so you're probably a little bit more bulky than I am up top, is what I'm guessing. So if that's the case, I would probably, if you want it snug, I would probably go for a medium. Where's our shirts here? He's talking about these black t-shirts. right here. Let me put a link to our store, by the way. It's shop.happyhealthyvegan.org. And yeah, we're actually in stock right now with the black shirts pretty well. We're just a little low on the tie-dyes in most of our sizes right now. Not to say we're out, but we're getting low, and I've been meaning to reorder them all week, but like I said, I've been like dealing with like weird tech issues all week. So anyway, here's the link to our store, shop.happyhealthyvegan.org. But yeah, for you, I would say if you want it snug and you're a little bit shorter than me, but a little bulkier, I think a medium would be really good for you. A large wouldn't be that snug, I don't think. Unless you're super, like, have broad shoulders and big pecs and back muscles. Uncle Walt, I don't know too much about Les Paul and Mary Ford's music, but the little bit I've heard, I think it's incredible, especially the technological aspects to it from the 50s, what he's doing. He invented basic multi-track tape recording, and his virtuosic skill on a guitar. Oh, Blake likes Paul Reed Smith guitars. I've never really played one. I guess like, the guitar stores around here don't carry PRS. I want to check out the new John Mayer Silver Sky, the one that looks like a Strat. I want to check that out. Let's see. Was I a Journey fan back in the day? Yeah. Sort of. I like the album Escape, the one that has like Don't Stop Believing. That was just too big of a hit for me. I like the more moody songs. You guys know I like the weird, trippy, spacey, ethereal songs like Who's Crying Now. I'll put that song on once in a while and still amazed at what a bitchin' song that is. The production, the guitars, the acoustic guitars, the electric guitars, the singing, the synthesizers, the drum playing. It's an amazing song. So yeah, I kind of like them a little bit back then. I wasn't a huge fan. Hey, Johnny Bravo, how's it going, Johnny? Good to see you. I remember you said you wouldn't be able to join us on too many live streams, so always good to see you. Awesome, Johnny. Let's see, Peter, amazing news. They banned all the fur farms in British Columbia, Canada. They will phase them out. That is really good news. I didn't hear about that. Awesome. Cool. Okay, hopefully we don't get any buffering here. Let me check out one thing. I'm getting a message about bandwidth. Let me just run a little quick speed test for like half a second here, so don't mind me. Yeah, 430 megabits, huh? I have no idea what the deal is. Huh. Weird. Huh. Don't know. Fu Man Poo. I actually have an Ibanez guitar here. It's called a Talman, Talman. It's from the 1990s. I think 95 or 6 or something like that. And I recently kind of refurbished it. I pulled all the electronic guts out, put new, because they were like old metric size parts, from Japan. I put in like American like Telecaster, American spec, pots and capacitors, new ones. Anyway, it sounds really good. I love that guitar. It's a great guitar. So yeah, I have an Ibanez too. I know Ibanez are known more for metal guitars, but these guitars are more like indie, shoegazer, punk. They're like one of their alt guitars kind of things. Oh, is this John? You're coming here to debunk us. You did this last week, John. Okay, so shall we play with John a little bit, or shall we ignore him? But he says he knows vegans are trying to mislead people. So are you the one that's saying my blood tests are fake or whatever? Produce, not pills. Do I know how to build guitars? Yes and no. I am not a guitar builder. I know some that work at Long Beach Guitar Repair. They're amazing artists and technicians. They know they can build guitars. Me, I basically like Fender guitars are kind of like the simplest guitar. It's like a neck. You don't have to glue it or anything. You just bolt it. You really just screw it in with a screwdriver. The electronics are pretty easy to put in. So I don't consider myself a guitar builder, but I can I can work with the soldering iron and, do a few simple things. I'm checking my bandwidth again. I got another little message from YouTube. I know what's up. It's all good to me. John, it says, am I familiar with Bart Case video? No, I don't watch him. He's anti-vegan. What vegan claims? Vegan is an ethical, moral stance. Okay, it's an ethical stance against basically vegans are against cruelty and exploitation to animals. So how could Bart K, what is he, like some kind of like scientist of some kind? How, and he seems to have no training in philosophy or ethics. So how can Bart K make a video debunking veganism? And again, if you don't know what veganism is, John, let's just take a quick look. All right, guys, what is, because people sometimes think veganism is an environmental movement or a health movement or something like that. No, let's get to the definition of veganism. Let's see, we looked up World Vegan Day. Let's look up the definition of vegan. You could tell Bart K, he might be a great scientist. I'm not disputing that. I'm a philosopher, and veganism, as it says here, is a philosophy. It's a philosophy and way of living which seeks to not exploit animals, not be cruel to animals. So if he has some kind of science or neurochemistry or something like that, whatever, debunking an ethical stance, I would love to see it. I mean, if it just doesn't make any sense, it's the wrong realm of, I could see a philosopher trying to debunk veganism, but a scientist, it doesn't make any sense. So you can tell Jordan, he probably doesn't understand what the definition of veganism. So just tell him to go to Google, type in definition of vegan, and he'll see that veganism has nothing to do with health or anything like that. It is a moral, ethical stance. That's great, John. That's great. Maybe Bart's right. Let's say Bart's right. Our digestive tract was designed to eat meat. Okay, great. You can digest meat without dying. Awesome. Beautiful. But guess what else our digestive tract can process? Plants. We can eat plants. We can eat a hell of a lot of plants. In fact, for most people through most of history, they didn't have like infinite meat. You know, animals move, migrate. Got to hunt, got to have skills. You can grow plants, you can cultivate plants, you can forage for plants. So guess what? Our bodies can eat plants too. So let Bart K know that we can eat plants. Oh, no, not that guy. Ooh, Angie's bringing me something. Yeah, she doesn't have her makeup on, so I don't think she'll come on. But, whoa, what'd you bring me here, Angie?
Cocoa.
Thank you. That'll hit the spot on this kind of cool, autumnal, wintry day. Yeah, when I have the door closed and the lights on in the wintertime, it feels amazing. But in the summertime, it sucks.
Yeah. So anyways, that's oat milk, cocoa. I put a little vanilla in there too, so it's creamy.
Oh, thank you, babe. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. Tell everybody I said hi.
I will.
I'm so super sleepy right now.
Hey, just be chill today.
Okay.
Thank you. That's cocoa hits a spot.
I'm enjoying it. Go hang out with the cat. Hey! One of the cats just got in.
Uh-oh.
Boo-goo!
Oh, where'd he go?
He's right
Oh, I
behind
see
you.
him. Boo-goo. Bodie.
Come on, Boo-goo.
Come on, Bodie.
Come on, Boo-goo. You like that? You like that, Boo-goo? Come on, Boogie.
All right, Boogie. So you guys, here we just finally got a debunk of veganism. Here it is. Rob Wolf was vegan and promotes animal foods now. All right, I'm done. Should I quit it? Here, guys, I'm done. I'm not vegan anymore. That's it. That's all I needed to hear. That
Was that Rob guy?
No, that's someone else. Some guy was vegan.
Oh, that was David Wolf.
And is now promoting animal foods. That's it. That's all I need to hear. I'm done, guys. Bye. Veganism is null and void. We're gone. We're done. Just kidding. Just kidding. Who cares if some guy was vegan and is not vegan anymore? Like, how is that relevant in any way, shape, or form? That doesn't mean anything. Well, since we were talking about someone just bought something. John B. I don't want to give your whole name. If you want, I'll give it. But John B. just bought. I think you were the one asking about the T-shirt, right? That looks like a T-shirt order, if I can judge by the amount of shipping and everything. Cool. I'm glad you found your T-shirt there. But yeah, wasn't that Rob Wolf guy one of those raw people? Remember, raw is not vegan. I mean, it is technically, but it's not like part of being vegan. Nowhere in the definition of vegan does it say you have to eat uncooked food for the rest of your life. But who cares? Who cares if some guy who was like raw is not vegan anymore? That's Tim Sheaf. That's Ravana. That's Raw Alignment. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, what does that have to do with anything? Just shows you that. I've said this many times. If you're raw, awesome. But be aware that 3-4 years from now, there's a decent chance you probably won't be raw, and a pretty decent chance you probably won't even be. Oh, buffering. Huh. I'm here. Oh, that's where the speed test ended up. Huh. Interesting. I was thinking maybe it's Angie's computer that I'm using that is having the trouble. No, I'm still getting the massive 400 megabits. Huh. I wonder what was going on there. Okay, it seemed like nothing. Okay, so I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure this out sooner or later, why I'm getting that buffering. Ah. Let me see if I can see from the notification I just got what John bought. Anyway, if you're watching, thanks, John B. Thanks for getting, I think, one of our shirts. So yeah, just something we'll have to figure out what's going on. I don't know what it is. Hey John, if being vegan is trash, and you know, I mean, it's what? Tell me, John, what is trash about? Either it's like it's something you agree with or you disagree with. You can't say it's trash. It's like, you know, I'm against murder. How can you say that's trash? I'm talking about human murder. I'm against rape. Yeah, how can you tell me it's trash? I'm against people exploiting and harming animals. How can you tell me that's trash? It's a moral, ethical stance. It's not trash. You either agree with that or you disagree with that. Oh, there goes John. Is John trolling us, guys? What does Race Lover and Peter think we should do with John? Because I think he was the guy last week saying that I'm lying on my blood test or something like that. Again, put the challenge out there. If you can find any solid evidence, definitive proof that my blood tests are doctored, I'll give you $1,000. I'll give you one of my guitars on top of that. But like I said, I could pull up the LabCorp. That's the company that did my blood test. I can use the app, which hooks into their computers on their servers, and pull up my blood test. And they're the same blood tests that I show you on YouTube here. So I have, I should actually have you give me $1,000 once I show that you're lying and slandering me. Ah, I love this cocoa. And I should have a chocolate ceremony like David Wolf. Let me do a cacao ceremony. I should have done it first, but I still can do it. Cacao is the center of the energy of the sun. It's a direct connection between the heart of the sun and the heart of the human. That's it. Okay, that's it. That's done. That was my cacao ceremony. Let's continue on. Yeah, good point, produce not pill. So decomposing, rotting, decaying animal flesh makes someone feel the best they've ever felt. They must be really screwed up. I agree with that sentiment there, produce not pills. It's an octave of the sun. It's an octave of sun energy. Yes, I forgot about the octave of the sun. That's the most the most important part of the whole David Wolf rant there. Not rant, chant, I guess, if anything. Did John get put in the naughty corner? So be it. I tell people, if you want to troll channels, we're not the one. I don't tolerate it, and we have 3 moderators who are right on top of it. That'll F your S up. So just don't even think about it. Go troll another vegan stream. Go troll a non-vegan stream. But this ain't your stream if you want to troll. Let's see. Do we have another troll here? He thinks I'm stealing their tasty meat to taste like our fake food. Let's see. Fake food. So you're talking about my fake food, not like someone else's. Have you seen like our book here, the Happy Healthy Living Cookbook? Do you see anything fake here? These are just whole food plants. Let me just go. Let's go to the first photo of food here. Let's look at some fake food. This is the Tuscan kale pilaf. Some fake rice, fake beans, fake... Uh-oh, buffering. I'm here, I'm here. I'm back. I don't know what it is. I just checked my bandwidth during that on my speed test app. It was fine. It was fine. It shouldn't do that. I have no idea why the buffering happens. It makes no friggin' sense. Huh. I wonder if it has something to do with using this laptop of Angie's. Maybe I gotta, I don't know. Tech, guys. I don't think I'm too old. Am I too old for tech? I just like battling tech issues all the time. Damn. I don't know. I have so much bandwidth. I got new router, a new switch here. Anyway, for the person that were eating fake food, you are full of crap. We're not trying to make our sun-dried tomatoes and avocados and beans and legumes and kale and rice taste like meat. That would be sick and disgusting. Sounds like someone doesn't know what vegans eat. I think that's the thing. Isn't it weird how anti-vegans have this fantasy of what vegans eat? No, just ask a vegan. Ask me. I've been vegan for 11 years. I'll tell you what I eat, but you have some fantasy of what we eat. Then you come to my channel and say what I eat. You don't even know what I eat. Look at our book. Just check out our book. It's not that like complicated. All right, guys, what should we do with this troll here known as Michael, guys? What does Race Lover, what does Uncle Watt think I should do with this person? I don't need to eat meat. If I needed to eat meat, I should be dead. I should be dead right now, right, guys? I mean, I haven't had meat in 11 plus years. I haven't had dairy in 11 plus years. So obviously I don't need to eat meat. I'm doing just fine. And Michael, I bet if you were over here, if we could hook up and play a game of one-on-one basketball, bet you I'd kick your ass. And I'm an old 54-year-old weak dying vegan, right? Anyway, thanks Angie for the cacao ceremony food here. Just polished off your cocoa. Yeah, good point, Pony Rita. Meat doesn't have flavor until you season it with herbs and other plant things. So yeah, there you go. Give him the boot, huh, Travis? Sports are Freemasonry. Well, Michael, you're just trolling here. You probably can't play sports because you're probably your veins are all clogged up, and you probably can't get your penis up because that's probably all like, you have ED because of all the clogging going on. So anyway, I was right about to I'm going to put him in timeout. I'm going to give you some time to ponder. If you want to hang out with us, if you can be civilized, if you're just going to come here and troll, if you come back after this timeout and still be a dick, I'm going to just boot you from our channel, banned. Again, it's not that I'm a dick. I just have certain rules. If you want to participate in our community and our discussion, be cool. If you're just going to come here and say, I eat meat and lie that I eat meat, I mean, that's not being cool. John H just bought a t-shirt, or it looks like we sold. I can't tell what the items are anymore. But John H, if you're watching the live stream, thanks for ordering. In fact, I haven't gone to the post office in a few days, so I'll probably be going early next week, probably Monday. So any orders you guys make now, yeah, because I got business to attend to on Tuesday, so I'm gonna go to the post office on Monday. So any orders you guys make right now on shop.happyhealthyvegan.org, they'll get shipped out really quickly on the next business day. In fact, here's the link to our store. If anyone wants to get any of our shirts, if you guys want to get the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook, Angie will sign it for you. And this is real food. It's not fake food like the hater guy was saying. This is real freaking whole food plants, delicious, healthy meals. Yeah, just be cool. That's the rule. If you can't abide by my simple, most basic minimum requirement is just be cool. Don't come here and be a dick. Don't lie. Being cool means not being a dick. I'm just defining in case it's not evident. In case you're such a dick, you don't know what I'm talking about. Being cool means don't be a dick. Don't make up lies about me. It's really easy stuff. And just don't poo all over the chat, or don't attack me or others in here. I don't want our viewers being attacked by these idiots. So that's all I ask for. These knuckleheads. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be ableist in any way. Knuckleheads is my term for these people. Just don't be a knucklehead. So anyway, now I am back here. That's funny, Jesse. Your daughter posted about veganism online. Be careful, vegan diets are deficient, blah, blah, blah. Funny how I haven't found any deficiencies in my blood tests. Academy of Nutrition Dietetics says appropriately planned, not stupidly planned or unplanned, but appropriately planned vegan diets are nutritionally adequate. But all these people that don't know jack think they know better. Let's see, Uncle Walt, question for me. Isn't there a place, yeah, Poncho's Vegan Tacos, really near us? Yeah, have you tried them? Yes, they're really good. Yeah, I just get their simple bean and rice burrito. They have other ones with like the fake meat, carne asada, or whatever it's called. I don't know. I mean, it's good, it's fine, but you know me, I don't like fake meat as much as like plants. If I can have like a burrito stuffed with like fake meat, or if I can have a burrito stuffed with rice and beans, I'm choosing the rice and beans all day. So yeah, I just get like their simple, basic burritos there. I can't remember how it's on the menu, but just you can figure it out. But yeah, it's really close to us. They're good. They're only open till like 8, or else I would probably eat them sometimes after the live streams with like your guys' donations. You know, I would use that, you know, the donations for burritos instead of pizza, but they close at 8. But yeah, it's really good. You got to try it out, Uncle Walt. If you ever want to, let us know, because we're like 4 or 5 minutes away. The parking there sucks really bad. You have to get lucky with street parking, or often I'll just park on the corner illegally and let Angie go in and pick it up. You can order it all off an app called Toast Takeout. That's what we do. And just, if I can't find a parking spot, just send Angie in and have her bring it out, and we eat it at home. I agree with you, Race. No such thing as ex-vegan. Oh, buffering again. Huh. It's funny. When I check the when it started, I saw buffering. I don't know if you guys did. Again, I'm checking my speed test app for bandwidth, and I'm getting like, 300 megabits. I don't understand why it does that sometimes. Huh. I wonder if it's the computer. I mean, I would use my computer. I have to use Angie's laptop, but I don't use my computer because mine, I need to get a new one. It freezes sometime in live stream, which is worse than buffering. It just like stops, Mark, my take on textured vegetable protein TVP. I have to ask Angie about that. She's our chef. I know she's used it. I don't know how often or how recently, but I don't remember us having any issues with it. Oh, yeah, Steve. Yeah, I saw like if I drive over to Uncle Walt's side of town, there's 2 locations out that way that have the new McDonald's Big Plant Burger. Okay, it's made out of Beyond Meat. Not for me, but a good transitional product. Yeah, I mean, if it weren't so far, I might consider it. But I figure, hey, they're like 3 years too late, right? Like all their competitors have a plant-based meat. Why are they just testing it now? Just roll it out like everyone else has, And then I don't even want to go there and support them, because you can't take fries out and get fries as well, because in the United States, they're not vegan. They put some kind of animal crap in the fries. Not in any all the other countries in the world, totally fine, vegan. But somehow McDonald's has found a way to F up French fries, potatoes, and oil. They found a way to make that not vegan. So McDonald's is way behind, and they're stupid. I don't know why they have to unveganize fries in the United States. And so I don't feel too motivated to go out of my way to give them my money when they're just such a bad company. Okay, I'm glad you guys haven't seen the buffering. I was just seeing it on my end here. Oh, is John back? John is back. Let's see what John is saying. Just realize one day, if you ever have health problems, well, no, anyone's going to have, I'll just stop you right there, John. Anyone has health problems. If you go to doctors' offices and hospitals, it's not like they're filled up with vegans. Anyone can have a health problem. Here's the thing that John and these other knucklehead anti-vegans don't understand. We're held to this super high level of like perfection. Meaning, if I like play basketball and I twist my ankle, oh, it's because you're vegan. If you ate meat, you would have stronger ligaments and joints, and you wouldn't have twisted your bull crap. Like, pro NBA players twist their ankles all the time. People twist their ankles every day. I'm saying, if you age, it's because you're vegan. If you get a toothache or a cavity, it's because you're vegan. If you break your elbow, it's because you're vegan. If anything happens, if you get a disease, God forbid, it's because you're vegan. No, non-vegans get sick, vegans get sick too. So yeah, our health will fail one day. I'll probably get a flu one day, and I'm going to get older and something bad's going to happen at some point. It's not because you're vegan. It's just from being a human. So yeah, so when a vegan gets sick or ill, it's because they're vegan. But non-vegans, they get a free pass. Like Joe Rogan could be bald as he is. He gets a free pass. But me, my hair's thinner than it was 7 years ago. It's because I'm vegan and my diet is a fail. See how ridiculous these knucklehead arguments are. Yes, everyone's going to be unhealthy at some point in their life. Vegans, it's not like vegans are immune to disease or death or sickness. That's just ridiculous. That's some crazy ideal to live up to. No one can. No diet will prevent you from ever being sick. That's just complete ridiculous. So shall we ban John again? What do you guys say? Yeah, Kate, you caught COVID. Oh, it's because you're vegan, you know? Not Joe Rogan gets a free pass though, but anyway. Jesse, you've been told you've aged since being vegan. How horrible. You have the unique property of aging through time, and that's only because of vegan, but your blood work says otherwise. Why are we talking about strongmen? I mean, there's always going to be someone stronger. Right now in the NBA, I can name you vegan basketball players. Elite. Some of the best players in the world are vegan, like Kyrie Irving eats a vegan diet. Chris Paul, who's like reinvented his career. He's having a renaissance at age like 35, 36, since he gave up animal products a couple years back. DeAndre Jordan, now formerly on New Jersey, on the Nets, now with the Lakers. Vegan. JaVale McGee, former center for the Lakers, vegan. I mean, these are athletes performing at the highest level. They're vegan. If a vegan diet were so horrible, these guys wouldn't be able to compete with the pros, let alone dominate like Chris Paul is and like Kyrie Irving was when he was playing. He's not playing this year, but this is just complete nonsense, John, to say that vegans don't have the energy or nutrients, what it takes to compete on the highest levels of sport. There's nothing more elite than NBA basketball. There's only like, 200, 300 NBA players in the world right now. That's all there is. And I just listed about 5 vegans there for you. According to your theories, they shouldn't be there. They should be gone because their diet would just make their health and performance crumble. You're just full of crap. If you think you're a better athlete than Chris Paul or Kyrie Irving or DeAndre Jordan, you're full of crap. If Bart K is a better athlete than Chris Paul or DeAndre Jordan, Kyrie Irving, he's full of crap. Yeah, on the tennis level, you got the Williams sisters. Novak Djokovic won 4 out of the 5 past Grand Slams before the most recent ones, eating completely meat-free and, as far as I know, dairy-free. He shouldn't be able to do that. I play tennis too. It's a crazy, grueling sport, covering the court, all the energy to cover the court and have the energy to just hit the ball consistently while you're fatigued. If you were vegan and it was so horrible, like you're saying, vegan diets are so nutritionally inadequate and your health falls apart, he shouldn't be winning Grand Slams. He shouldn't get through the first rounds, let alone win Grand Slams. So, John, you're completely just full of crap, you know. The results disagree with your assertions. And why should we trust the assertions of some rando or some Bart K fanboy when we can see professional athletes dominating their sports at the highest level consistently who don't eat any meat or dairy? I'll listen to the rando, right? No, of course not. Yeah, good point, Race Lover, that, a lot of these meat eater proponents, like our friend here, they ignore the fact that say vegan diets are unhealthy. No, it's actually a known fact that processed meats, group 1 carcinogen, which means a known carcinogen, something known, not speculated, known to cause cancer. It's a slam dunk, like cigarette nicotine. And that's processed meat, and just regular red meat, a group 2A carcinogen, which means a probable carcinogen, most likely. More studies needed, but the evidence is really strong indicating that meat in itself doesn't have to be processed as a carcinogen. So I've yet to see broccoli put on that list, or beans or rice or potatoes or bananas. And if this John guy thinks he's stronger than Patrick Baboumian, I'd like to see John do that yoke walk thing that Baboumian did. If John thinks he's so strong, let's see him do that. And plus, Patrick is older for a strongman. He has retired, so he shouldn't be expected to compete at the elite levels given his age. So yeah, John, you've been warned, it looks like, from Race Lover, and I'm warning you too. Please refrain from bold lies like that. It's just complete nonsense. Yeah, please explain to me how Chris Paul, who hasn't eaten meat in 2-3 years, Kyrie Irving, who hasn't had meat in 4 or 5 years, can still play at such a high level in the most competitive basketball environment known to humankind. Honest AF. Ryan, any dunking on people these days? Yeah, good question. I was just at the gym today, and I wasn't planning one. There wasn't that many people, but my legs are pretty fresh. I haven't deadlifted since last week on Saturday, which gave me a nice taper. And so I tried a dunk session today, and they're still bouncing in off the back of the rim, but I'm doing that consistently, which is, I remember from when I first dunked like 3 years ago, that was the first step of getting an actual dunk, is being able to consistently just like bang them off the back of the rim. As you come down, you're grabbing the rim. It's like a half dunk. It looks like a dunk, but if you watch in slow-mo, it doesn't go straight down. But yeah, I'm getting closer and closer. So yeah, I'm older now. Hopefully I can still pull it off at this age. But yeah, still working on it, and I still have a lot of areas where I can improve in, like my arm swing upward, just for one, different ways of grabbing the ball to swing my body up. So yeah, I'm thinking within a month's time, hopefully, I'll get one down. Have I ever tried a chocolate-covered banana produce on pills? I don't know. Or better yet, a frozen chocolate-covered banana. Angie actually would make some. She would make a banana sundae. Maybe we would get some. We haven't done this in a long time, as you see why. Because I don't like to eat a lot of ice cream just because it's not great for LDL cholesterol, high in saturated fat. But yeah, we'd get some like chocolate ice cream and put it on the banana, make some kind of banana sundae. It's been a long time, maybe a year or two. But yeah, that was good. Mark, do I skateboard? I'm a little old for that, but I used to skateboard a lot when I was a kid, like high school, junior high. That was my main sport, actually. I actually competed in skateboarding for like 2 odd years. K. Farnan donated $5. What do we feed cats and dogs? Oh, thanks for using the Streamlabs super chat tip there. Much appreciated. As I've said before regarding humans, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a registered dietitian, a nutritionist, anything like that. So I don't feel it's my place to give out like nutrition and medical advice. The only time I do that is when I'm researching something. I'm showing what the studies, like not outlier weirdo studies, but like, what I can find to be like the consensus about an issue is. So anyway, when it comes to animal nutrition, I'm even way less qualified because I can't test stuff on myself. And that's what I do with the human stuff too. If I'm not citing a study, I'll tell you what I've done and what works for me. But I don't have the luxury of doing that because I'm not an animal. So I've made it a policy really not to give any kind of dietary or nutrition advice out for animals. Why? A, I'm not qualified in any shape or form. Secondly, I don't want to give any advice that you might follow and might not work for you. I know there's variability amongst animals, cats, dogs. What works for one guy's pets might work wrong or horribly for another person. So I'm not going to give you any dietary advice what to feed your animals. I don't want to be the person responsible for something not good happening, like a vet bill, death, anything like that. So I'm going to say just do your research, talk to other people, but I'm not the person. Oh, Yankee the Wolf just tipped on Streamlabs. So thank you though, K. Farnan. That's a fair enough question. And thank you. Yankee the Wolf, here's your question. Are these the following of an example of appeal to futility fallacy? This one that a lot of anti-vegans use, the appeal to futility fallacy. And we'll see. TV, cell phone, computers have animal gels, and houses and road pavements contain animal byproducts. Are these considered appeal? Well, it depends how they use it. Yes, people, here's what they're going to say. Well, for basically an appeal to futility fallacy is like, there's nothing you can do. You like, in the vegan sense, to using the appeal to futility fallacies, they'll say like, there's no way to avoid all harm. Like, in the cell phone, there might be some animal product. I don't know. Is there? Computer might have something. There's no way to avoid these tiny, minuscule amounts of cruelty. So therefore, let's abandon any notion of like animal cruelty and just kill animals nonstop. Just kill them all day because you can't stop like cell phones. That's an appeal to futility fallacy. You can't stop it, so screw the concept. Let's abandon veganism. Yeah, that's it exactly. If they try to say, well, here's what I tell them. This is one thing I really like about the Vegan Society's definition of veganism. It's not perfect, but I like the key words here. Let me guide you to them here. Philosophy and way of living which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practical all forms of cruelty and exploitation of animals. I want to emphasize as possible and practicable. It's not I mean, yeah, you can avoid animal products and like you can avoid not eating them. That's very doable. But if you step on a bug or the truck that transports your potatoes crushes a rodent or a bug, yeah, that's bad, but that's as far, you can't help that. That's not intentional. There's nothing you can do about that. So you have to eat some food. So yeah, as far as possible, practicable. So show them that. What I'm trying to say is there's no demand or need for perfection. Absolute, completely cruelty-free perfection. That's what these anti-vegans think veganism is, and it's not. Look at the definition. If they don't agree with that, say, hey, you're inventing your own unique personal definition of veganism, which is stupid because you're not a vegan. You have no right to invent what veganism is. So yeah, let them know what the definition says, and perfection is not demanded or asked for. So, anyway, let's get back to the questions here. Good question. Is there a hunter here? Why do we have a hunter here? What do you think, Race? What should we do? Why would a hunter come to a vegan live stream for? What is your intention to come to a vegan live stream for? You're going to justify that hunting's awesome or something like that? You're on the wrong live stream. There actually are some vegan channels now who think hunting is totally awesome as long as animals are on this list that they have created of animals that they want to hunt for out of existence for whatever reason. So you should try one of their channels. We are not one of these channels that promote going to Africa and shooting down all the lions and crap like that. So you go to someone else's channel. We are not the pro hunting vegan channel. It's crazy to think there might be some now, but we are definitely not it. So if you want to come here and promote hunting, I'm just going to ban your ass. If you want to talk about something, in a serious intellectual manner, that's cool. But you just want to sit here and justify killing animals needlessly because you don't need to kill them. They're not harming you. They're not attacking you. I could see if you're in a life and death situation, you might have an argument. I'm not saying stand there and get eaten by an animal that might want to kill you. I don't know what animal would do that and why you would be in such a situation. But you're talking about going out and hunting and killing animals who don't want to die and they're not threatening your life, and you don't need to eat them, or else I'd be dead having had no meat whatsoever or animal products for 11 plus years. So yeah, you're just a coward, and you're going to try to make some kind of intellectual rationalization how what you're doing for the animals is good, like you're going to save their lives in a noble way before the wolves get them, right? Like you're not God. You don't know when the wolves or coyotes are going to eat them. Might happen tomorrow, might happen in 10 years. Who are you to decide, hey, I'm going to help this animal out right now? It's going to get killed in a gruesome way. I don't know when. Could be never. Maybe it'll live another 20 years and just fall over from old age. You don't know, but you're going to play God and kill an animal and try to justify in your mind how you're helping it. Hunting animals is cowardly. The animal's not attacking you. It's not threatening your life. There's no need to hunt animals. I mean, yeah, maybe our ancestors needed to hunt and gather to get enough calories and nutrition to survive. But now in 2021, just drive to the freaking store, order food online. If you're communicating with right now, you're not like some tribal guy living outside of civilization. You can get food just as easily as I can, more or less. So, yeah, you just don't understand that you're killing a sentient being, an animal, like myself, like yourself. You don't want to die, right? I don't want someone to come up to me, hey, I'm going to shoot Ryan because he's just going to get old and die one day and the wolves will eat him. Like, no, I want to have a say in that matter. But you think you're God and you can determine who lives and who dies because you are God. That's how hunters typically think, the ones that think that they're doing a service to the animal. Let's see, Angry Vegan. Wolves kill for survival. Yeah, human hunters kill for some other thing. Human hunters don't need to kill to survive. Wolves are doing what wolves are doing. They're doing what they've evolved to do over thousands and millions of years to survive, to get a next generation into existence. Hunters, they don't need to hunt to get a next generation into existence. You need to eat. But you can eat plants just like we're doing. So to say hunting is like somehow necessary, yeah, maybe it was a long time ago before any of us were ever on this planet, but it's definitely not something that's necessary for now. Anyway, Let's see. Um, yeah, produce not pills. This is a great point, produce not pills. Listen up, all you pro hunters out there. It's just like seeing any animals. When I see wildlife in general, I don't think, wow, look at that squirrel. I wish I had a gun to kill it. That's the last thing I think. I go, wow, what a cool creature. I wonder what he's going to do. Is he going to climb up that tree? Is he going to run up to me and like interact or something like that, as squirrels often do with us here? I don't think, it never occurred to me, gee, wouldn't it be cool if I had a gun and just blow its head off and end its life? Because, you know, coyotes or wolves are going to eat it at some point, right? I'm doing it a service. It should thank me, you know? I mean, that's the last thing you should think if you're a rational person. Yeah, honest AF. According to that theory, and it's not his, he got it from someone else. Yeah, vegans can eat all meat. They could be carnivores, right? As long as the meat came from their list of animals that they deemed should not exist. I'm gonna let them work that out, but anyway, yeah, you could be a carnivore vegan. If that makes any sense to you, let me know. Anyway, granddaddy of them all. I've heard this dumb assertion many times, and guess what? Most crops in the United States, they're growing crops for as livestock feed. Most crops in the United States don't produce food for humans. They produce food for let me go to where I want to go. For your animals. So if you're really concerned about having fewer animals killed in the production of agriculture, you would be vegan, because there would be fewer crops, because humans don't eat as much food as 80 billion animals do. So here's where I want to send you to. And oh yeah, I should have gone to where I'm taking you to. This is a mathematical model of this very question. How many animals are killed to produce 1 million calories in 8 food categories? And this model distinguishes between animals that are slaughtered and animals that are killed in crop production. And just look at these numbers here. To get 1,000 calories of chicken, 251 animals are killed total. 251. To get a million calories of eggs, almost 100 animals. But say for grains, 1.6. 1.6. And if you disagree with this paper, it's a mathematical model. The formulas are provided. Let's scroll down so you can see the formulas. The formulas are provided. The assumptions built into the model are stated clearly. So if you think this thing is just crazy bad, make-believe nonsense, debunk it. I'd love to see one of you guys that know how to do math debunk this thing. So stop lying. You have no justification for your claim, and we have this to show you that you're wrong. Yep, hunting animals is cowardly. Animals not threatening your life. What gives you the right to end an animal's life? If you have the right to end an animal's life, you should have the right to end a human being's life. You don't. You don't have the right to end either's life. We are all sentient beings. We have mothers, we have faces, we have families. We all want to live. And just because some guy wearing a crazy hat with a rifle thinks he's God and can determine when a creature's life shall end, that's just megalomaniac bullshit. It's all fine. I have no idea what's the cause of the buffering. I'm gonna do it again. Okay, I'm here, guys. I think I may have caused the second buffering by not turning off my speed test quickly enough. I don't know, but anyway, either way, the my speed test looked good, which makes me think maybe it's the software. Maybe the Streamlabs isn't all that well optimized for Mac, let alone Apple Silicon Macs. I don't know. I hate having to think through all this crap. You're right, produce not pills. The reason why my streams buffer and others don't is because of my vegan deficiency, right? My lack of nutrients in my diet causes my live streams to buffer, right? It's my fault, right? You know, if I break my elbow, it's my fault as a vegan. If my live streams buffer, it must be something about my vegan diet. Oh, here's the justification. Here's our hunter saying he has the right to end an animal's life because an animal has no future. How do you know it has no future? It has a family. It's trying to keep its family alive. It has intentions. Animals have emotional life. Who are you to say an animal has no future? Let's run with this reasoning. So if an individual has no future, then our hunter friend here, what's his name? So I can refer to him by name here. Borhane. So if Borhane judges in his own mind that an individual has no future, then Borhane in his mind has the right to end your life. So say some of you guys right now are depressed, not feeling good, you feel like you have no future. Don't say that too loudly, because if Borhane hears that a sentient being in his mind has no future, that gives him the moral justification to put a bullet or bow through you and end your life. That's it. So if he thinks you have no future, that's his justification to kill you. I'm just stating what he said here. An animal has no future. How do you know an animal has no future? Who are you to say it has no future? Animals do animal things. Ever watched like a wildlife video? Animals do things. They're not just like robots or something like that. They have lives. They create families. They create living like dens and nests, and they do things. Animals have no future, my ass. Maybe Borhane is projecting. Maybe he has no future. I don't know, but that's no moral justification. I've never heard that anywhere as a moral justification to kill or murder a sentient being. If someone in his or her own mind can rationalize that an animal or human has no future, kill it. You heard it here first, guys. That's the argument. If something has no future, Borhane's going to kill your ass. Hey, Sarah, I'm glad you're liking the Praise Satan shirt. Oh. Yeah, Scruffy, that's what he's saying. An animal has no future, so I can kill it. Well, that is psychotic. That is extremely psychotic, because it's a justification not only to kill animals, it's a justification to kill anything or anyone in his mind that he deems has no future. Yeah, animals have emotional life. They show love and compassion and have intelligence. In fact, pigs, right, have an intelligence roughly of that of a 3-year-old baby. So if you can kill pigs, I'm not saying this is what you should do, but by that same reasoning, babies should be killed. I mean, they have no future. They're dumb as a pig, right? I'm not saying pigs are dumb, but according to his reasoning. Yeah, Bohane, do you have bodies buried in your basement? Bodies of people who have no future according to your own judgment? Yeah, elephants are highly intelligent. You hear about the memory of an elephant? They remember things forever. Ever see a chat with an elephant trainer, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Mika, exactly. If a human has no future, we should kill that human. According to Borhane's reasoning of his moral justification to end an animal's life, it has no future. Yeah, if humans have no future, then he'll shoot you. He'll put you out of your misery and eat you over the course of a year. Race lever. We're still talking about the agricultural requirements of pasture race. I mean, just look at the mathematical model that I showed. I mean, no, either way you cut it, yeah, you're not going to have fewer inputs as far as what you need to produce calories and fewer deaths to produce the same amount of calories. Plants versus animal products. Plants are always going to win. Yeah, pigs have at least an intelligence of dogs, if not smarter. So, according to Borhane, if he feels your dog has no future... Oh yeah, Borhane. Where's Borhane's... So, Borhane, according to your logic, you can shoot humans and dogs. You said animals have no future, so dogs and cats have no future. So, What's stopping you from shooting like our dogs and cats? Let me know. There's nothing, right? They have no future. You know, what's wrong with killing that? Yeah, primalism. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I've stated it like 10 times on this live stream. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a registered dietitian or nutritionist. I'm a philosopher. I was in a PhD program, took a year of leave of absence, didn't come back, pursued other things like technology and music. I'm a music producer. I'm not a health professional. I've never made that claim whatsoever. However, I have I have training in rational thinking. That's what I studied in philosophy, analytical philosophy, critical thinking. So when I see these lame arguments, which are for me just easy to spot, maybe for some of you guys like primalism and the hunter guy, you can't see them because you just can't for whatever reasons. That's what I'm trained in. Bart K, all these guys are talking about, yeah, they have their thing. They haven't studied crap for philosophy. I've seen them not be able to reason their way out of paper bags. So anyway, when I spot these crap arguments and fallacies, that's what my training is, to point them out and make it obvious and do it in a very clear way where I'm not being ambiguous or vague. I do it in a very easy to understand manner. So yeah, I'm not a health professional. You're not telling me anything I've already said several times on this live stream. Yeah, not a doctor. Therefore, I should not suggest vegan diets to everyone. I'm not the one suggesting vegan diets to everyone. I'm sharing with you guys my experience as a vegan of 11 years. I'm extremely healthy, and that's not a personal opinion. It's the opinion of all the doctors I've been to over my course as a vegan. It's the opinion of them examining me, and from my blood tests, their judgments, their medically trained judgments on my blood tests. Furthermore, it's not my opinion that vegan diets are healthy for everyone. You know whose opinion it is? I'll show you. It's the position of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. After reviewing the scientific literature, there's over 100 studies in the references section here. They just didn't make this up on an armchair. And they said right here, this is not my words. I'm quoting their position of the largest group of health professionals in the world. Appropriately planned vegetarian diets, including vegan, are healthful and nutritionally adequate. That's it right there. That's not me. Those are not my words. If they are, it's me repeating what they said verbatim. Appropriately planned vegan diets are healthful and nutritionally adequate. For who? They are appropriate for all people, all stages of the life cycle. Again, I'm not making this up. So if I'm saying vegan diets are healthful, appropriately planned ones are healthful for all people, it's not my opinion. It's the opinion of the largest group of health professionals in the world. So if you can find a group of health professionals, particularly a large one like them, that says vegan diets are unhealthy and nutritionally adequate, show it to me. I would love to see it. Please, I beg you to forward me a position from some other large group of health professionals that says vegan diets are going to kill you or blah, blah, blah. So if I tell people vegan diets are healthy, it's not an opinion. Like saying, I think blue is a better color than red. That's just an opinion. Or, I like trap music better than I like classic old school hip hop. That's an opinion. But to say vegan diets are healthful and nutritionally adequate for all people in all phases of life, that's not my opinion. That's the position of the American Dietetics Association, Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, after reviewing the relevant scientific literature. So I think I can say that because I'm not making shit up. This is a non-controversial fact. Travis, optimal. I hate this term optimal. It makes it sound like there's like one diet that's the one that humans are designed for. I mean, I think it's just a misleading notion. I mean, who's to say what is optimal? All we know is some diets are healthy, some are less healthy, and some are damn unhealthy. And vegan diets, they're healthy. They're nutritionally adequate and healthful for all people. That's all you got to need to know. You don't have to ask, is it the optimal diet for humankind? Who knows? Who knows if there's the optimal diet? I have no freaking idea. And that's not the goal of these guys. Their goal is to determine if eating an all-plant diet is going to kill you. And it's not. Far from it. Not only will it not kill you, not only is it nutritionally adequate, it says vegans here are at reduced risk of certain health conditions, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, certain types of cancer, and obesity. So far from just keeping you merely alive, it actually gives you a protective effect, statistically speaking, against the leading causes of death. Furthermore, it's a well-known fact that meat is a carcinogen. Processed meat, a group 1 carcinogen, a known, the highest level of carcinogen. And just meat in general, red meat, is a group 2A carcinogen. There's no vegetables on the carcinogen list, just to let you know, at least ones that people eat that I've ever heard of. So anyway, I'm not bullying anyone. I'm not bullying our hunter friend here, Borhain. I'm showing him what it is. Here again, I'm trained in philosophy, particularly in critical thinking. Some people in philosophy are really trained in like the history of philosophy. They could tell you everything that every philosopher said, every branch of philosophy. That's not my bag. Mine is analytic philosophy, thinking through arguments in a clear, concise way. And Borhain's argument was, if animals have no life, no future, therefore he can kill them. And I showed you what that meant. It means you could kill dogs and cats. You could kill people, humans who seem to have no life. As long as he judges in his mind that a creature has no future, he's going to kill it. And it's cruel. Uncle Walt, critical thinking, learn it, know it, live it. Yeah, I should make a t-shirt that says that, huh? Yeah, Zoe, hunting is useless. You don't need to hunt. You don't need to. You can go to the grocery store. You can go to the fast food store. You can eat plants. You don't need to hunt. Yeah, maybe your ancestors. I hate that argument. That's a fallacy too, the appeal to nature fallacy. What people did millions of years ago was somehow right, or therefore we ought to do that now. Just because something happened in the past doesn't make it healthy, doesn't make it morally right, doesn't mean that we should do it now. It's a fallacy. So anyway, I hope we can move on from this. We don't need to entertain the hunters anymore. They're not going to listen. They don't care. They think they're God and can determine when a sentient being shall have its life taken away from it. It wants to keep on living, but Borhain and other hunters think, hey, I want to be God, and I'm going to make up some moral justification in my mind how I'm helping that animal. It's going to thank me for ending its life prematurely. It'll never see its family again. I'm just going to take its life because I'm selfish, and I improve animal cruelty. That's basically it. Yeah, hunters are murderers because differently from, like, say, a coyote or lion who need, from what I understand biologically and evolutionary, that's what they do to survive, to get to the next generation. Hunters don't need to hunt. They don't need to kill animals. That is murder. That's an intentional, non-necessary killing. So, Borhain, you've come here and got everyone all angry, and I'm not really taking kindly to that. So I asked you very politely, no more pro-hunting crap here. We've debunked your dumb argument, and it is a dumb argument. I don't say that in a condescending way. I'm speaking that in as just as honest, sincere way as I can. Your argument completely sucks. If you in your own mind judge a creature has no future, therefore you have the right to end its life, it's just a dumb argument. It just makes no sense. All right, we're having a little buffering. I'm here, just letting you guys know I'm here. Hang on. Come on, let's be cool. Come on, YouTube. Don't end my stream. Don't end my stream, YouTube. Be cool. All right. I don't know. I don't know what to do, man. I tell you, I bought a new Ethernet switch, giving me like 10 times the bandwidth of before. I don't know if I need a new router or a different computer or the software. I should see if other people using Apple Silicon Macs are having problems with Streamlabs OBS. That's what I'm kind of thinking. There might be some kind of like, the software is not particularly good. I know it was designed for Windows PCs, and I'm sure it runs way better on Windows. Oh well, such is life. I don't know what to say. I guess I could try to install Windows on my old Mac whenever I get my new one, my Intel Mac. Use it just for live streams. I don't know. Not sure what to think. Anyway, I'm still here. Oh, primalism, species appropriate diet. Well, let's look at this. How is eating plants not species appropriate? If it were not appropriate for the human species, primalism, why am I not dead right now? Why do I have blood tests that my doctors are just amazed at? They say most people that come in your age have high cholesterol, they're diabetic full blown, they're on a bunch of meds. I'm not. I'm like slam dunk training at age 54. I work out every day. I put my blood tests here for all to see. So why is it that you're arguing for the species appropriate diet? If my diet were not here's my argument. If my diet were not appropriate for the human species, primalism, if my diet were somehow not appropriate, how come my health isn't wrecked after 11 effing years? You know, people were telling me after like 3-4 years, wait till you get to 5 years on a vegan diet. It's all going to fall apart. Your health's going to get wrecked. Please tell me now. And they said after 7 years, wait till you get to 7 years. When I hit 5 years, wait till 7 years. Then it'll all fall apart. It's not happening. So please tell me, primalism, if my diet is not species appropriate, why isn't it falling apart? Why do I have better blood tests than my meat eating cohorts of my same age? Just share with me your reasoning as to why I'm not falling apart yet. And I can't wait to see what he's going to say. I'm sure it's going to be something really enlightening. Let's see. It might be adequate, but not optimal. Well, so how come people who are my age, not vegan, their blood tests are way worse, their athleticism is way worse? How come you have vegans in the NBA? Chris Paul, who I thought was like on his way out, he's like gone vegan diet-wise for the past years. He's reinvented himself to be like maybe the best point guard of our era. Hasn't had any animal products in years. DeAndre Jordan, I was watching with the Lakers the other night. Alley-oop slam dunks all day. Kyrie Irving, before the season got started, he's not playing this season yet. He's one of the elite guards in the NBA. I mean, how come people can do all these amazing things as vegan, but it's not the optimal diet? Are you saying like these athletes would be even better? I've noticed they've gotten better. Chris Paul now is better as a 36-year-old person vegan than he was when he was like 33 and not vegan. So these arguments like optimal, blah, blah, blah. F optimal. I don't even know what that means. That's just a bunch of bullshit. Tell me, look at real world results, like actual people's results of studies. You're not finding any detriment of going vegan. You're just making crap up. So he doesn't know what to say here. It's not the optimal diet. Well, if it wasn't optimal, these athletes perform at the highest level of one of the most demanding sports man has ever invented. They shouldn't be able to, they should be out of the league now. They should have like fallen off and not been able to compete and got traded or just not re-signed because their performance would have sucked. No, Chris Paul is playing amazing the past few years. I'm jealous. I wish the Lakers would have got Chris Paul. But anyway, I'm going to see the deleted message that Race Lever looked at. You still haven't answered my question. I mean, optimal diet. How come vegans are thriving then? How come I'm thriving at age 54? I'm slam dunk training. I'm beating most people of games on 101. People in the NBA are vegan and dominating. This shouldn't happen if it was this horrible non-optimal diet. So this whole idea of optimal diet is just nonsense. Again, all we need to really look at is what I said here. Position of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics: appropriately planned vegan diets are nutritionally adequate for all people in all stages of life, including athletes. Furthermore, it helps prevent or lower your risk of the major leading causes of death. So sign me up for that, you know, instead of a bunch of bullshit like we're hearing from guys saying, well, it's not optimal. Like, how do you know what's optimal? How do you know what's optimal? Thanks, Race, for putting them in timeout. So anyway, if you can come back and explain how all these NBA athletes I just referred to you, Novak Djokovic won like 4 out of the 5 past Grand Slams before Wimbledon. How does this happen if they're not eating animal products? They should not be able to do better now than they were before they were vegan. It makes no sense if your theory is right. So if you have an answer for that, great. If not, just go away in the timeout and don't come back. LeBron is not vegan, correct, but from what I've read about how he eats, he's way more plant-based than like 99% of the NBA athletes, the ones that are not vegan. Yeah, we have the vegan athletes, and the ones that are not vegan, he's way more plant-based than pretty much all of them. So how does that disprove veganism? Because LeBron James is not vegan. Veganism is null and void. I just listed all these other guys that are competing there against LeBron. Some of his teammates are vegan. Chris Paul is vegan. Kyrie Irving, former teammate of LeBron's, vegan. Just because LeBron's not vegan, it's like saying, well, Novak Djokovic is vegan, but Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal are not vegan. Therefore, Novak Djokovic's accomplishments are somehow diminished? That makes no sense. And when was the last time Federer or Nadal won a Grand Slam compared to like Novak? Just saying. Yeah, there's Sarah. LeBron isn't vegan, and therefore what? Animal cruelty is okay? Like, I don't understand. Who cares what LeBron's doing? But I'm saying he eats way more plants than your typical NBA player. Way more. He eats way more plants. But still, how does that take away from Kyrie Irving and Chris Paul and everyone else? That makes no sense. Who cares what other people are or aren't doing? Who cares what LeBron's doing? How did this turn into, let's look at LeBron James eats at, and he starts staying with protein? Plants have protein too. In fact, I have a whole plant-based protein powder that I take. So, who cares what LeBron's doing? And who says protein is owned only by animal products? You can have a shit ton of protein by eating plants as well, or taking a plant protein supplement. And good point, Fa. I like what you say. I don't think non-vegans understand. Even though there was proof that it wasn't the best diet in the world, like it was a little lower than some non-vegan way of eating, I'd still be vegan as long as it was a healthy way. If there's someone said it's healthy being vegan, but there's another way that's not vegan that's a little bit healthier, I go, F it. I don't care as long as it's nutritionally adequate and I see other people thriving, professional athletes, and my blood tests are great, my athleticism is great. I'm cool with that. I don't care if there's one that might be a little healthier but it's not vegan. We're vegan not because of our freaking health. Even though it has good health benefits, we're vegan because it's morally wrong to needlessly harm, exploit animals. That's what non-vegans don't get. They think it's some kind of health thing. It's a moral stance. It's like being against rape or murder. It's being against exploiting animals. All right, primalism, you're just full of crap. Heart disease it's obviously related to saturated fat, dietary cholesterol. It's not caused by eating seed oils. That's just misinformation. You are in timeout, bro. You've just said so much crap. You're just repeating all the bro information that you're hearing out there. And just optimal diet. LeBron James isn't vegan enough. You're in timeout. If you come back and just spout more nonsense, you're gone. Yeah, I put you in timeout for basically lying. You might not know you're lying, but whether you know it or not, intentional or not, you are spreading anti-scientific crap. You're spreading misinformation. K Farnan. Now, we're more of a studio band. I've always been a studio band. It goes back to my first band, Low Spirals Downwards, in the 90s. I've always been more of a studio madman than like jamming live. Peter, someone asked me once if I wanted protein with your meal. I said, bean. And they said, no protein? Like, what? They're going to remove the protein from the beans? Yeah, I wonder if he knows these lying rates. That's what I wonder. Guys like him, do they know that they're just spouting complete nonsense? Or are they honest? They've just been duped by this bullcrap misinformation that they just take it to be true. They're in an echo chamber. Yeah, oils and plants cause heart disease. Like, it's not even controversial. This is like a well-known fact. Talk to any cardiologist rather than some primalism guy. Talk to freaking cardiologists, which I do. I talk to medical doctors and cardiologists, read the research on it, and oils have nothing to do with it, or if anything, very, very little. It's dietary cholesterol and saturated fat. This is not controversial. You can go look it up on, like, say, WebMD. They're not going to say seed oils cause heart disease and heart attacks. Lady Tempest, we're not quick to attack those that disagree. We were really cool and patient. It's just after dealing with a half hour of a complete line of nonsense and misinformation and lies that I finally drew the line. This live stream is not like a place where everyone has the American right to exercise free speech. No, you can have your own live stream or blog for that. I have certain rules. One of them is be cool, don't be disrespectful. Another one is don't lie. Don't lie about me, and just don't come up here and make up bullshit lies about anything you want. And that's why we were very patient, and finally I had enough. And I just hit my end of the, whatever, I don't want to make a dumb metaphor there. Anyway, yes, that's why we do. We entertained them long enough. Trust me, we were very patient. You might think we're psychotic towards meat eaters, but it's just our passion to inform you guys, and our just frustration of you guys not understanding that you find all these weird mental justifications for cruelty. You guys are pro-cruelty. You guys are pro-harming animals needlessly. And you don't need to eat animals to stay alive. You don't need animals to be healthy. You don't need animals for anything. It may have been necessary a long time ago, but this is not a long time ago. You are on the internet right now, which means you can go to a market, a store, a grocery store, a bodega, whatever you may have, and be able to purchase plants. You don't need to eat animals. If it were necessary to eat animals, I haven't had any animal products in 11 years. I should be dead. I should have horrible blood tests. I should be very unathletic. All that is not true. So that's why we're impatient with you guys, that you find these weird mental gymnastics to justify an immoral action. That is taking the life of an animal needlessly. That's why, if we seem a little pissed off, yes, it's frustrating to see people like you guys who are not vegan and here fighting with us, trying to rationalize and justify animal cruelty, intentional, needless animal cruelty. And it's frustrating to all hell. Yeah, meat eaters are psychotic. If you can rationalize in your own mind that it's perfectly a-okay, totally cool to go out and have 80 animals raised for slaughter. I'm sorry, 80 billion. Million's bad enough, but 80 billion animals annually raised for slaughter, all the resources that go into that, but needlessly killing 80 billion animals for absolutely zero reason. If you think that's totally fine and cool, that is psychotic. Religious people who are obligated to eat meat. Please tell me. I've studied a lot of world religions. What is that? What religion says thou must eat meat? Because I know many vegans are Christian. We have some Christian vegans on right now, I assume. So please tell me. Please tell me who is obligated to eat meat. Who must eat meat? And if yeah, angry vegan. Meat eaters get angry when dogs and cats are abused. Vegans are just being consistent. If you find that animals like dogs and cats have value in the sense that it is morally wrong to just go and hit a cat or dog in the head and maim or kill it, if that's cruel and immoral to do to a dog or cat, what's the difference if it's a baby fur seal or a goat or a pig? How is it any different? Please explain that one to me. Very low, Ryan. I voiced my you're voicing your opinions, which are misinformation. They're just coming here lying and trying to poop on our live stream. That's why I timed you out. You notice how I didn't ban or block you. I just put you in the naughty corner for a few minutes. You should at least respect I didn't ban your ass out of the channel for coming here lying and spreading misinformation. No, it's plants, it's seeds oils that cause heart disease. When that's just complete low carb misinformation, paleo misinformation. Can you cite me a cardiologist? Please show me a cardiologist that says that this is what causes heart disease. It's not LDL cholesterol. It's not saturated fat. It's seed oils and the studies to back that up. Please show me that. I would love to see that. Race lever. If the guy brought up Muslims, yeah, I know vegan Muslims. I've met vegan Muslims who claim otherwise. They don't claim, and I would take their opinion because they're Muslims. This guy here in the chat, Borhain the Hunter, I'm sure he's not a Muslim. He's just going by some stuff he thinks might be true. If Borhain were right, then these vegan Muslims that I know are committing some kind of grave sacrilege, which they're not. So anyway, I would trust the interpretation of Islam from a Muslim much more so than some guy with a pro-hunting agenda trying to find any moral justification he can to needlessly kill animals. That's all he's trying to do. He's just trying to find anything. He'll just cite a religion he probably doesn't like any way whatsoever. He might be an Islamophobe for all I know. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But I'm just saying you'll find any justification you can, wherever you can find it, to kill animals because that's what you love to do. That is your passion. That is your hobby in life, is ending the lives of sentient beings. Okay, now he's saying he's Muslim. Okay, I'm not going to dispute your word, but I know vegan Muslims. So, if you think they're wrong and going to hell, that's your opinion. They don't find any problem with being vegan Muslims. Primalism. You don't have to believe me. Let's just go look up. I'm not a medical doctor. Let's go look up. Cause of heart disease. Let's go right now. Cause of heart disease. And I'm not going to go to some paleo's blog or something like that. I'm just going to look up what's like the standard information here. Okay, here we go. This is from the CDC, Center for Disease Control. High blood pressure, high blood cholesterol, and smoking. So what raises cholesterol? Dietary cholesterol, right? And what else raises cholesterol? Saturated fat raises cholesterol. So here we go. It didn't. Let's see what else they might say here. Mayo Clinic. Let's check out another opinion. Maybe the CDC is crazy. All right. Okay. All right. They are not referring to any particular dietary causes here. Okay, so here, the only dietary factors they're talking about, I don't see oils here other than you could argue fat, but meat is super high in fat too. Diets that high in fat, which vegan diets typically are not. Vegans typically don't just like pour oils. If you're worried about oils, diets high in fat, which is the standard American diet, salt, standard American diet, sugar, and cholesterol can contribute to the development of heart disease. I don't see anything about oils. Again, cholesterol, dietary cholesterol. As far as last time I checked, there is zero cholesterol in plants. So if you're saying high oil diets of plants or plant seed oils, there's no cholesterol. There's zero cholesterol, and they're not as high in saturated fat as, except for coconut oil and maybe palm oil. I know coconut oil I avoid that like the plague for that very reason. So I'm not seeing anything here backing up your position here. That I didn't see any mention of seed oils causing heart disease. So this is just a start. I'm not saying this is definitive proof. If it was so obvious that seed oils were the cause of heart disease, I would have found it there, and I found cholesterol, dietary cholesterol, and LDL cholesterol being raised by saturated fat. So you don't have to believe me. I'm not a medical doctor there. Primalism, it just said that right here. It just said cholesterol. What don't you understand about high blood cholesterol? There's only a couple ways to raise your cholesterol. I'm not a medical doctor, but dietary cholesterol raises serum cholesterol. This is not a controversial, debatable point. This is well understood fact. Secondly, foods high in saturated fat. It could be meat. It could be coconut oil, coconut milk. Foods high in saturated fat also raise your LDL cholesterol. So this is what they're saying. If you think you know better, because you think you know better here, you're saying that high cholesterol is not a risk factor for heart disease. That's what it says right here, but you're saying cholesterol is not. So therefore, you dispute the standard, just general scientific consensus. And yes, you are wrong. Yeah, Debbie, yeah, stress. There's other factors that can affect your cholesterol. There's genetic factors, but we're talking about what can you do as far as food goes. High cholesterol, it says right there, is a risk factor. How do you raise cholesterol? Once again, for a third time. Dietary cholesterol raises your cholesterol. Foods high in saturated fat, such as animal meats, dairy, and foods such as coconut oil, high in saturated fat. This study? No, this is the general scientific consensus primalism. This is based upon many studies. The CDC and the Mayo Clinic just didn't sit there in their armchairs listening to like some guy with not wearing a shirt talking about paleo. You know, they base this upon reviewing the scientific literature. Typically, Mayo Clinic does and the CDC don't list their references here. This is based on the scientific consensus. So if you don't believe the CDC, if you don't believe Mayo Clinic, instead you believe some guy like Mark Sisson or whatever, you know, that's on you. That's fine, that's cool, but that's not science. Those guys' opinions are not reflective of the general scientific consensus. And that's why I timed you out, because you're spreading misinformation that's not based on evidence. This is based on anecdotal stories and stuff that cannot be corroborated by science. So anyway, we're moving on, and I hope you can move on too, because we've talked about this long enough, primalism, and if not, then we'll time you out, but we're moving on. I've proved my point. Okay, Borhain, so it's been a pleasure to speak with me. Okay, I'll take that. You've debated with vegans, but they go hysteric. So I respect you. Awesome. I know you don't disrespect me because I'm a hunter. I don't know about that, but I just want to show you the logical conclusions. The logical, what was I going to say? Consequences. The logical consequences of some of your claims. So I hope you didn't take that personally. I was just trying to show they lead to some absurd conclusions, like you can kill pets, you can kill people. So that's all I do. I don't ever take it personally with people. I shouldn't say ever. I rarely do. I just try to stick to the logic. So I'm glad you respect that, and cool. So anyway, we're moving on. I'm glad you're done with that. And primalism, we're done with the whole hunting thing too. And we're moving on. And people keep talking about hunting. From this point on, we've indulged them for long enough. We're going to time you out. Let's talk about something else. Okay? You got that, primalism and Borhain? I know you're going home, Borhain, but we're moving on. Time to move on. If you want to talk about hunting, go find a live hunter chat. All right? Cool. We're going to talk about other stuff. All right, Sarah. So I'm going to quote what you said there, that this primalism dude says veganism is more dangerous. Dangerous in what sense? I mean, more dangerous in what sense? Because it's been shown that vegan diets, does this sound dangerous? Tell me, how can any reasonable person think that when you read that after reviewing the scientific literature, the largest group of health professionals in the world says vegan diets are healthful and nutritionally adequate and are appropriate for all stages of life cycle. How do you pull out of that dangerous, healthful, nutritionally adequate, and appropriate for all people? How does one extract dangerous from this? Again, this is a review of scientific literature, just not someone's opinion. How does someone rashly infer dangerous from healthful and nutritionally adequate? I'd love to see the mental gymnastics that leads from healthful and nutritionally adequate for all people to dangerous. Please explain that one. Hey, Michael Superbacker, how's it going? Good to see you. Yep, healthful, nutritionally adequate. Ah, that sounds super dangerous. You should quit that. If a health or a professional, a largest group of health professionals says that a diet is healthful and nutritionally adequate, you should quit that right away. Angry vegan. Yeah, veganism is so dangerous. Why are all the hospitals filled with sick dairy and meat eaters? Not to say vegans don't go to hospital, but if a non-vegan diet were still healthful, it should protect you from these like causes of death. Oh no, Antonio. Yeah, I'm gonna switch my other cam here. What are you saying there? So far, nobody has been able to debunk veganism. Yeah, it's pretty much impossible. Because there's no valid argument that I've yet to see. They all keep trying, but fail miserably. Granddaddy of them all. We've talked about this earlier, bro. I've don't even want to discuss this anymore. But if you have a way to disprove this mathematical model here that calculates the number of animals killed to produce 1 million calories in 8 food categories, you'll see down at the bottom, fruits, grains, and vegetables kill way fewer animals than way up here, chicken, eggs, beef, pork. And if you think you can work through this model and disprove its formulas and or assumptions, awesome. I'd love to see that done, but you're just speaking nonsense. It's a well-known fact that the vast majority of crops grown in the United States are not grown for human consumption. They're grown as livestock feed. So if you're truly concerned about reducing the amount of death in agriculture, you go vegan. You eat plants, because we have to grow fewer plants to feed people than it takes to feed 80 billion animals annually. So that argument doesn't work either. And then you have to actually kill the animals, as Herb Evans says. You actually, any harm that might happen in the harvesting and production of food, then you get to the point in this graph where you actually kill the animals. In this graph here, they make the distinction between the gold and the red in these graphs. Yikes. I'm here, guys. I'm refreshing again. I'm here. Okay. Yeah, buffering again. Is at 15 minutes. I know, huh? Race, I upgraded my Ethernet switch the other day, my network switch. So I thought that would fix it. So I don't know. I have no idea what to conclude. Just that I'm screwed. So, anyway, yeah, hopefully I don't have to pull up that mathematical model anymore, but have at it. Mondo Man Devout. What does the definition of whole foods mean? Yeah, that's why as a vegan, I think the term's all right, but I qualify myself as like a whole food vegan or primarily whole food vegan. If you just say you're into whole foods, that's kind of like plant-based. I'm not sure exactly if it has a precise definition, but if I say I'm a whole food based vegan, yeah, it means I'm vegan, obviously no animal products, and I eat vast majority of my food as whole food plants. So that's the way I look at that terminology. Yeah, it is a little fuzzy. Whole foods and plant-based do not have a precise binary sort of definition as the word vegan has. Granddaddy of them all. That is just bullcrap. I could see why. Yeah, race lever, deal with granddaddy of them all, please. We just don't tolerate people coming here lying. There is no way, there's no mathematics you can produce that shows that eating plants results in fewer animals being killed than eating animals entails. What is the shelf life of nutritional yeast, Natalie? I really honestly don't know. I don't know how long nutritional yeast lasts because we go through it so quickly. So I've never had that problem before. But I would say you could probably keep it a year or two maybe and it would be fine. That's just my guess. It doesn't seem like the kind of thing that goes bad. Granddaddy was stuck in a troll poop loop. Yeah, did you just ban him? Because I think he's come here many times and just tried to argue the same sort of nonsense over and over again. I'm just not in the mood to go over it all the time. Ans Frida. Yeah, this is a good question. Joe Rogan has talked about this concept that if everyone were to go vegan, what would happen to all the animals? Like we just have to unleash like billions of animals onto the world. I call this the vegan rapture fallacy. It's this concept that somehow God or some deity or aliens would come down from the skies or heavens, zap every human at the same time, like, I'm going to go vegan now. And then everyone would be vegan instantly. But what would we do with all those billions of animals that we have in captivity? It doesn't work that way. Unless there's some vegan rapture or something like that. It just doesn't work that way. People become vegan. More and more people become vegan over time. The supply and demand on the meat producer side would work itself out. I mean, as the demand for meat gradually decreases, meat producers would breed fewer animals into existence to raise for slaughter. They're not in the business of just raising animals because it's expensive to do and no one wants them. So it would never happen. It would never happen that way unless the vegan rapture were to happen, which I say is pretty much next to impossible. We're not all going to go vegan overnight. It's a gradual process. So that argument is just ridiculous. That's all I can say about the vegan rapture argument. It's ridiculous. A superbug. That would be the vegan rapture. Anything that would simultaneously make like 8 billion humans pretty much overnight or even over a year go vegan, that's the vegan rapture argument. And that's my name. That's what I call it. If anyone steals it, I could trademark that as the vegan rapture argument. I'm sure someone else has a different name for it, but that's what I call it. You like that idea, AJ Van? It's just a crazy idea. Like, why would everyone go vegan at the same time? I can't think of any reason why everyone in the world would go vegan and overnight or over the same month or year even. I can't think of anything. I'm being very creative too. I can't think of any reason how or why that would happen unless there was some kind of vegan rapture. I guess everyone could adopt a cow or chicken, huh? I should make a shirt that says vegan rapture. No one would know what I'm talking about, huh? It just sounds like I'm crazy or something. I don't know. Maybe a vegan rapture would be bad because we'd have all those billions of animals to deal with. All right. Coldest. If you're watching Coldest, thank you for sending me this bottle. It's definitely, I'm sincerely giving my honest opinion here. I'm not biased because I'm now an affiliate, but this is the best water bottle I've ever had. It keeps my water cold all day. Had it at the gym earlier today. I have it here now. Use our code. It's vegan. You get 10% off. Also it's down in the show notes. You can hit the link to Coldest, or you can just enter the contest. Try to win a free Coldest bottle too. I think they give, I forgot how many out every week. So down in the show notes. And again, thank you, Coldest, for reaching out to me, who I'm self-proclaiming the most prolific water drinking YouTube live streamer. That's what I do. I talk and I drink water. Yeah, shoe vegan. I'm not sure who you're responding to. I agree with your point. The definition of vegan is it's moral. It doesn't say it's a diet or it's an environmental movement or a health movement. It's an ethical stance against cruelty and exploitation in animals. That's it. If someone just eats a vegan diet but doesn't do it for ethics. They do it because it's good for the environment, or they want to have really good health or whatever. Yeah, they're plant-based. That's totally cool, but that's not vegan. Just because someone eats all plants doesn't mean they're vegan. That means they're eating a vegan diet. That's a distinction a lot of people don't get. Just because you eat a vegan diet doesn't mean you are vegan. You could be on a vegan diet and still be a cattle rancher, but you had a heart attack because you ate so much cow, and your doctor said you got